Alright, who's ready to get started? Hello, everyone. Oh, that's right, we were in the middle of talking to Pearls.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hi, Delphi. Hello, hello. Also, I saw Punisher. Hello. I hope you're all having a good weekend. I was gonna try and say something else, and my brain just like, no words. We have no word. It's 8 in the morning. Welcome to 8 in the morning on a Monday. I apologize.
Objection!
Hi, Lady Devar. Delphi, I feel like I should feel bad that your streams, your time is always weird. But nah, I can't change how the world works. I can't change how time works. Would be cool though, wouldn't it? But we gotta hydrate. Okay, I'll hydrate. It's 8 p.m. It's 8 a.m. for Delphi, 8 p.m. for Lady Devar, 2 p.m. for me. We're postured, fluffy. Hi, I promise. Time zones. They're fucking weird. I remember once seeing, this would be a stupid idea, but it'd be really funny if the entire world was on the same clock. So, like, it was always the same time everywhere. But that means that some people's midnight would be other people's, like, well, the sun's directly in the middle of the sky and it's midnight, so that's fine. You missed the end of the Clussy. I do apologize. It was, I think I killed Kay a little bit. I think I ruined them. It was very funny to me. Hi, Beast. Let's get started. Before we ask more about where the doctor went, let's ask about Crane Village, because why not? What a peaceful place. Okay. Nothing beats mountain air. Many of the villagers have left for the city, but I just love it here. Blue skies, lush forests, star-filled skies at night, and fireflies in the summer. What is that? I think you're just unlucky. I'm gonna be honest, Kay. I think you're just unlucky. No. Clussy wasn't killed. Clussy was arrested. Don't worry about it. Also, her balloons popped. This does remind me, though, that when I was a kid, first of all, do you call them fireflies or lightning bugs? And has that changed since you were a kid? Second of all, I remember as a kid living in Tennessee, like, we would occasionally go out and, like, we had fireflies in our yard. I don't think I've seen a firefly in years. Like, I don't know what it is specifically. Maybe I just don't go outside and that's part of it. But even when I am outside at night, I just never see fireflies anymore. They've changed when they're out. Interesting. Climate change! Yay! Wait a second. To participate in the revolution. The desire to not be killed for no reason? A fair justice system? Thus the revolution. Mid-early June, now they're not... Yeah, but even then, I still don't see them. I guess part of the problem is, because they're only generally out in the summer, I'm not outside at 9 p.m. when it finally fucking gets dark anymore. That's probably part of it. Is they come out at night in the summer, when it's, because the sun doesn't set till 9 p.m. in the summer. So it's like, why would I be outside at 9 p.m. in the summer? That sucks. And even then, I still haven't seen them, but... Plus, the big, beautiful blue ocean is just beyond that mountain. The ocean? What do you say we go for a swim, son? Oh, I think I'll pass. Besides, I can't swim. You never taught me, Dad. Pearl, Crane Village is like the home of spirit mediums, right? Yes, and I'm part of a long line of mediums. I've never seen the channeling before, but is it possible to channel the spirit of anyone who's passed away? No, not just anyone. You must know their face and true name. Hence why the founder, the Holy Mother, her face has been basically erased from existence. Specifically so that no one can channel her. Really? You can channel a spirit just by knowing their face and name, like the Death Note? Why is everything always with about the Death Note with you? Why is everything gotta be about the face and the name? An amazing ability. It is, but it can only be learned by those with a gift occurring in certain bloodlines, and years of intense training. At present, Mystic Maya and I are the only ones in our village who can channel spirits. Looks like spirit mediums are highly valued here, much like they are back in Karain. I heard there used to be many more of us a long time ago, but now we are in very short supply. We don't know that. Their true name could be the name that they identify themselves with. We don't necessarily... The Death Note was long before it ever would have even remotely touched that kind of stuff. So it's hard, we don't know. Most of the women nowadays don't want to stay. They want the thrill of the big city. Oh well, you guys aren't exactly close to any shopping malls or nightclubs out here. But what about you? Are you not interested in things like that? Who, me? Well, I wouldn't mind a new outfit or two, and, well, oh, never mind. It's okay, Pearl. You are at that age, after all. Politician! What's with this asshole? Oh, we met this weirdo earlier named Politician. Do you know anything about him? Yes, he's been campaigning a lot around here lately. And the noise he's been making has become quite a problem. People are especially upset that he's campaigning at all hours of the night and day. Well, the local police should arrest him for disturbing the peace. Unfortunately, there's little they can do because the Attition family is so powerful. Well, isn't he the proverbial pampered provincial prince? Proverbial pampered provincial prince. Say that 5 times fast, I dare you. I'm not gonna do it. He seems pretty intent on winning here in Karain. Is there some special reason why? I'm not sure, but I have an idea. The spirit mediums of Karain once held considerable sway in the political world. Judging by his slogan, maybe that's what he's after. Great. So he's just another politician seeking powerful connections. There we go, that's a little bit more my normal Apollo. The ability to communicate with the dead gives comfort to those anxious about the future. Tiny Karain has preserved its independence by the Queen's power of spirit channeling. Must play a similar role in this village. Yes, even today many here revere those with its spirit medium blood flowing in their veins. So basically, as politician's benefactor goes, so goes the whole village? Who is this benefactor? Who could hold this much sway over Karain Village? Now then, on to the real question. All I know is... Dr. Buff was somewhere on Mount Mitama. Is it your hand? It doesn't appear to be your eyes. You're biting your thumb the whole time. Is it your hand? Oh, there we go. she's got something on her finger. Hello there.
Gotcha.
What is this? Is that moss? Pearl, you seem anxious around the topic of Mount Mitama. I can tell because you rub your thumb over a splotch of dried paint as you said it. Oh, well, a nighttime painting is yours, isn't it? This is so embarrassing. As you saw, I'm not a very good artist. But that picture has nothing to do with Dr. Buff. I'm not so sure about that. In fact, I'm going to guess that while you were out here painting last night, you actually saw the good doctor heading out to Mount Mitama from the bus stop. No, I didn't see anything like that, I swear. No, I'm positive you saw the doctor. After all, he's right here in your picture.
Take that.
You think that's the doctor? I may not be a very good artist, but at least I know how to draw a person. Okay, if this isn't a person, then what is it? That's, a rain spirit. Pearl? Pearl, you and I both know that that's a good try. Not a very good try, but a good try. And what's a rain spirit doing at a bus stop? Oh, also, Fluffy, I got the other filament in as well from Throne. And it is currently printing another dice box in pretty colors. Oh, rain spirits have places to go to. This is getting ridiculous. Sorry, Pearl, but you're not a very good liar. That is Dr. Buff, and this piece of evidence proves it.
Take that.
This is the raincoat we found in the doctor's study. It's still wet and muddy, so we know that someone wore it last night. Now, see how this pattern is the same as the rain spirit in your picture? You didn't see a rain spirit last night. You saw Dr. Buff wearing this raincoat. I'm sorry. I know I'm not supposed to lie, but... I'm sorry I didn't tell you before, Mr. Apollo, but I did see the doctor last night. It's alright, just please, tell me everything you know. Of course. I was painting out here last night, when the doctor came up to the bus stop. He was wearing a raincoat even though it wasn't raining, and a helmet with a light on it. Sounds like he was well prepared for something. I know! That's why I asked him if he was going off exploring again. He looked startled, like he hadn't noticed me there. And then he suddenly said, "Please, don't tell anyone you saw me here." Why would he want to silence you like that? Something must have happened to spook him, and he didn't want anyone to know where he was going to hide the orb. But where could he have been going dressed like that? My best guess is a cave somewhere on Mount Mitama. I heard there's a cave there where mediums of the Korean tradition went to train long ago. A legend has it there are some sort of mystical ruins in there. Mystical ruins? Sounds like the exact sort of place an archaeologist might go. Well, we should get going now, but thanks for all your help, Pearl. You're welcome, Mr. Apollo. Please take care. What do you say we go find that cave, son? I sense that the orb might finally be within our grasp. This treasure hunt is shaping up to be the real deal. Really gets the blood pumping, doesn't it? I almost bit my tongue. Good. Doesn't it? Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go. Good. I didn't hurt myself. We're fine. I clipped it, if anything. May 16th. Mount Mitama, cave entrance. I'm out of breath. Oh, come on. That was nothing. And you're so much younger than me. I, don't normally get this much exercise. Need a break? No, I'm fine. Dirk, look. There's Mitama moss growing in that cave over there. This must be where the doctor was last night. Let's take a look inside. May 16th. Mount Mitama, cave. Hey, did anyone bring a flashlight? I can't see a thing. Relax, your eyes will adjust eventually. Now, follow me. I really think we need a flashlight, Dirk. Should have brought one along then, son. Here, use mine. Thanks! Wait, were you holding out on me? Who are you talking to, Apollo? You? Ah! Someone just pushed me! Apollo! What the? Apollo! Ah! I don't know who's screaming, so I just chose to be your nerd. Someone's dead. Who's dead? Ow. Are you alright, son? Yeah. Looks like someone got the drop on us. Why, literally. But, ooh, I mean, we could have died from that fall. I don't know. But I don't think we'll be getting out the way we came in. Looks like we're in a pretty deep cave. Nothing to do but to press on, son. How can you even see in here? Come on, let's go. Hey, wait! One false step and we're dead. What in the world should we do? How about we wait for help to come? And how are we to call for said help? With my phone, obviously. I'll just... Of course we're in a dead zone. We're in the middle of a cave on top of a mountain. I should have thought of that ahead of time. Guess that's that. Yeah! Oh my god, that was loud. Thank you, Fluffy. You scared me. I need to go turn that down. Holy shit. Scared the bejesus out of me, you did. Thank you for the bits and the pain. Let me go adjust that. Sound alerts. Pick configure, open, blah blah blah. Open. Open, says me. Do it. Yes, log in. You should already be logged in. Boo. Fish you. Log in more? There we go. Yes, continue. Do the lie alerts. Find that baby shark. Go turn that volume down a lot. There we go, that should be better. Okay, we're good. It's fixed. Let's go forward. Remember, follow the left... Ah! A tier 3 Fluffy. Jesus Christ. Thank you, thank you. Okay, enjoy the emotes. I guess we keep going. There must have been some path for Dr. Buff to follow when he came to hide the orb. Keep your left hand on the wall and follow that. You'll eventually make your way out. It's how you solve the maze. Right. By the way, it looks like our attacker left us with this useful parting gift. From lawyer to spelunker, how do I always get myself into these situations? We're never going to make it out alive. We're never going to make it out alive, I hope you know. Don't tell me you're scared, son. We're just getting started. The greatest treasures are only ever found at the point of a blade or the edge of a cliff. Yeah, sure. If I know I'd wind up at the bottom of some dark, damp cave, I would have never taken your request, Dirk. Hi, hello. Welcome, licorice. Ooh, licorice hearts. Save your breath, Apollo. Just keep putting one foot ahead of the other. There'd really better be a way out of here. We'll find one before you know it. You'll see. Three hours later. My favorite character? Maybe Trucy. Probably Trucy. I think Trucy's a lot of fun. May 16th, Mount Metallic Cave. Again! We've been walking for over an hour. It's like a maze in here. I gotta get back to where we started if I wanted to, because I didn't follow the rules of the maze and keep my hand on one wall. Yeah, this cave goes deeper than I thought. Wait, don't tell me there really is no way out. Where there's a will, there's a way. Ever the optimist, aren't you? Maybe we should cut our losses while we still can. Even if we were to turn back, we wouldn't make it up that wall of solid rock. So I guess we keep going. 12 hours later. Ugh, how did I get stuck wandering around in a dark cave again? It's definitely not in my job description. Listen, son. Only the truly accomplished have the luxury of being so choosy. When I was just starting out, I did everything from street performing to yak milking. Would you like me to show you the hand motions? No, I think I'm good. And that helped you become an accomplished attorney how? I didn't, but when you need to earn a living, you'll take on any job just to survive. Yeah, no, that's, he makes a good point. Say, how is your career going, by the way? Well, it's been a harrowing adventure so far, to say the least, but I've won a bunch of cases. My first trial really put me through the ringer when my boss turned out to be the murderer. And my client ended up being my first my next boss. And my next case had me investigating a pair of stolen panties. Excuse me, they were magic panties? A new psychological Tsunagari school? I will write that down to investigate that later. What is it about? Write this down for later. Because I have been thinking about what if I want to do something. It's like Doki Doki Literature Club. Jesus Christ. Yeah, okay. I'll take a look at that because I've been thinking about if I want to do something for Halloween. Note to self, check that out later. My kokoro go doki doki. I love that they even did this in 3D when they really didn't have to. But hi Gavin, it's been a while. And just when I was hitting my stride, this one prosecutor branded me as her forehead. And then we kind of have a bit of an on and off again relationship. Don't worry about it. You might have a son-in-law, but also I doubt he's the marrying type. Oh, and there's this other ridiculous prosecutor who wields a samurai sword. Sounds like you've, seen quite a bit. Hi, Licorice, thank you for the follow, I appreciate it. Welcome to the network. You're telling me. Listen, Apollo. I'm sorry I didn't contact you for so long. It's fine, Dirk. What happened, happened. Careful. The ground doesn't feel solid here. What? Ah! Okay, floor's collapsing. Not again! Do robots like I like candy. I do like, mainly I like chocolate, but I do like other candies as well. May 16th. I don't fucking know where we are anymore. Hey, Apollo, can you hear me? Dirk? Oh cool, we found the shrine. Where are we? Whoa, what is this place? Look at all the Mitama moss. I was shocked too. These ruins look really old. It's not exactly something you'd expect to find in the middle of a cave system, that's for sure. Maybe the doctor hid the orb around here? I mean, those look like footprints over there. Son, I think our little adventure is about to pay dividends. Time to find that orb. This box looks pretty new. I'm guessing the doctor's the one who brought it down here. It's no good. It's locked tight. There's no way to open it? Doesn't look like it. There isn't even a keyhole. The keyhole! Which means there must be some trick to opening it. We'll have to figure it out if we want to see what's inside. It's a big stone altar. One false move and some god might come and smite us. Oh, come on. It's not all doom and gloom. I dare you to look at our surroundings and say that again, Dirk. You've got me there, son. Dear gods, please smite me now. Oh, Holy Mother. These have got to be the doctor's footprints. They match the bottoms of the boots we saw in his study. So he made it all the way down here. The water's washed most of them away, but his footprints are everywhere. Really? Because these are the only set I see. He must have been looking for something. Ah! Those prints! They're coming out to that lake. Hey, you're right! But that would mean Dr. Buff came walking out of the water. This lake looks really deep. I can't even see the bottom. A bottomless lake in the depths of a mountain cave system. My blood runs cold at the thought of falling in there. The water. It's salty. It connects to the ocean! This lake may very well lead to the ocean. Didn't Pearl mention something about the ocean? Like, how it's on the other side of the mountain? Can't imagine she meant it literally. So that's the hole we fell through. Doesn't look like we'll be going back that way. I feel like that should have seriously left some injuries that might have killed you, if it was that high up. We're lucky we survived the fall from way up there. And didn't land on those spiky rocks below. Sharp rocks at the bottom? Most likely. Bring it on. Indeed, if that hole hadn't have been above the lake, we'd be history. You passed out the moment you hit the water. Yeah, well, water's not really my thing. I'm more, fire element. This cavern is solid rock all around. It looks like we either go back through that hole, or find some other way out. Ugh, why am I always between a rock and a hard place? That's all we know so far. The orb is almost definitely inside this box contraption that we can't open. As for this cave, there doesn't seem to be any way out. Ugh, we're this close to the orb. Oh, come now, son. Don't be like that. It's just a bit of bad luck, that's all. A bit? Murphy called. He wants his law back. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, right? How can he laugh at a time like this? Well, we're stuck down here for now, so we might as well try to open this thing. Okay, let's see what we're dealing with. I love a good puzzle box. What have we got? There's a big button here. Nothing happened. This thing is covered with pictures. And hey, each section also rotates. Okay. Oh, we need to tell a story. I'm almost certain of it. Take a look at this, son. See the picture of a dragon battling a tiger? And this green and purple one is of a Koreanese butterfly and a mitama. I wonder if there are clues for figuring out how to open this box. No, wait, let me keep messing with it. Yes, the poem. That's what I was thinking too. It appears this box uses a picture-based combination lock. Where is it? Here it is. Ah, posturing. Ah. Ooh, ooh, Maya. Hello. Okay, when dragon and tiger battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return, descending upon us in all her glory. The founder bestows the greatest power known. Battle embrace, Paris to see. But I think there's 5 is the problem. We'll see. We'll have to arrange the pictures on each side in the correct sequence. Well, let's see. There's the dragon and tiger fight, Koreanese There's a dragon and tiger fight, a Koreanese butterfly with a Matama, and a number of other pictures too. Dirk, I was thinking, maybe we should check the evidence we've collected so far. I think we have something that just might help us open it. You read my mind, son. I think this will help us open the puzzle box.
Take that!
Dr. Butt's research note mentioned the Song of Ceremony. Maybe its lyrics... Ooh, excuse me. And the picture on the box corresponds somehow. I think you're onto something, son. Okay, let's give it a shot. Each dial has 6 pictures, and there are 4 dials in all. The box should open once the pictures are arranged in the right order. Funky puzzle box, here comes justice. I'm always Eepy. I am Eepy on the regular. Nope, this way. When dragon and tiger do battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Matama, the favor the orb is bestowed. Offer their prayers as fervent as fire. This one? Offer thy prayers. Yeah, this must be the prayers. As fervent as fire. Descending upon us in all her glory, the founder bestows the greatest power known. Won't open. Maybe the pictures aren't in the right order. The case should open and the pictures are arranged properly, but I know, I should carefully consider which part of the song corresponds to which picture. Also, I guess I can zoom in and out with R to help me see the picture a little better. Not that I need to or anything, thanks to the amazing lighting in this cave. He said with as much sarcasm as he could muster. Okay, when dragon and tiger do battle, the founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly embraces the Matama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return. Descending upon us in all her glory, the founder bestows the greatest power known. Weird. Prayers as fervent as fire. Oh, wait, no. What? Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire, only then shall the Holy Mother return, and then offer protection. Try that one, maybe? Interesting. Why is it like this? When the dragon battle, the founder offers divine protection. That one's right. This is the butterfly with the Matama. That one has to be right, right? Like, unless I'm upside down. And this is offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Oh, I see. I was wondering why it was only going in half steps instead of full steps. It's because it specifically wants us to do this. It wants us to be clever. Haha! I am clever. Look at me being clever. The orb! The orb! All hail the orb! All hail the orb! Now we must ponder it. It opened! So this is the Founder's Orb. We did it, son! The orb is finally ours! Orb. Korean's national treasure. At last, the Founder's Orb is ours! And it's all thanks to you, son. Well done! Then again, I expect nothing less from my boy. Oh, it's no big deal. Don't sell yourself short. You may think it's nothing, but your insights and reasoning led us here. And I'd say that's truly impressive. I don't know about that. All those battles you fought in the courtroom have shaped you into the man you are today. And I couldn't be prouder. At least you cut it out already, before I turn into a sun-ripened tomato. With this orb, I can finally deliver a fatal blow to the Garen regime. Ha 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 ha! So, how exactly do you plan on using it? You're not going to try to become a spirit medium, are you? Oh, don't be ridiculous. I don't need supernatural powers like that. So then are you going to use it as a bargaining chip with Queen Gran? Like, demanding she abolish the DCA? Well, the thought had crossed my mind, but the main thing is returning this to the Kingdom of Karain. After all, as a sacred relic of Karainism, this is where it belongs. Really? That's all you wanted to do? Mm-hmm. Because my true objective has always been to find out who asked Dr. Buff to study it, and why. I'm not sure I follow. Hi, Swift. The official story is that the orb was stolen from the Temple treasure room. Yeah, I heard about that on the news. They also said your group was behind the theft. Well, that's not good. We're probably on an international most wanted list now. Then how did you get here? How did you get here? How goes the attorneys that are ace? They're going well. You know, we went into a dark cave, we fell down a hole, we walked for an hour, we fell down another hole, we nearly died, we solved a puzzle box, we got a sacred orb relic of ancient religious significance. You know, the usual. Let me ask you something, Apollo. Who do you think really stole the orb? I really haven't got a clue. I'd say the Minister of Justice, if that didn't sound crazy, but it does sound crazy, but also I think it's true. Well, I think it was one of the royals. Really? Someone from the royal family? Yeah, and I've got a pretty good idea which one it was. You know, the asshole one. The one that no one likes, except for he's apparently married to the queen for whatever reason. He knows who it is? Care to share your hunch? All I'll say at this point is this. Security is pretty tight, but the royals have unfettered access to the treasure room. Plus, they seem to be turning a blind eye to the orb's loss. But why would a member of the royal family do that? That I haven't figured out yet. But whatever the reason, it can't be good. I mean, a Karainese royal stealing a national treasure of such religious significance, and then pinning the crime on us, the Defiant Dragons? This sounds like a conspiracy or something. I agree. And if the truth were to come to light, it would be a scandal of epic proportions. To allow a foreign national to study a treasure so sacred that it's off limits to the public, it would be seen as an utter sacrilege to those who truly revere the Holy Mother. So if this were to go public, support for the Grand Regime would weaken. Well, that's not all. This is just a hunch, but I believe there's something even bigger here. Something that would explain why the orb was being studied in the first place. Something that would shake the Kingdom of Karain to its very core. Do you think that the face of the Holy Mother, that there is a painting or something in there? On the inside? And I'm going to find out what. Let's break the orb! He's probably right. His intuition is usually spot on. Dirk, why are you so bent on revolution anyway? Is it to reform the legal system in Karain? There's that. But I'm also doing this for my children. I want to save Nayuta. What do you mean? Can be used with a painting to reveal the face? Also possible. This is for your ears only. It's the other reason why this revolution needs to succeed. Nayuta's basically on like the cult levels of this religion. To the point where he just condemns everyone to hell constantly, and that's never a good thing no matter what religion you're in. Stop condemning people to hell simply because they have different beliefs than you. God damn it. Nayuta, I never thought that our reunion would take place in a courtroom. Hi, brother. Brother! Oh, so you've run into each other already. Yeah, but it was like he was a different person. He used to be such a kind, cheerful kid. Always smiling and stuff. But now... he tried to convict Trucy for a crime she didn't even commit. Plus, he kept telling me I had a putrid mind and to let it go and move on. Has it really gotten that bad? It must be Garan's influence. He wasn't like that when he first stepped into the courtroom. Back then, he still had a keen sense of justice. I vow to bring the Garan regime down and reform the legal system. That's what he swore to do, but that was also 5 years ago. He'd been the shining star of the Defiant Dragons and our greatest hope.
Don't stop, no.
Tick-tock on the clock. That song was on all the time when I was in high school. Or at least one of many songs that were always on, but you get the idea. Okay, good. Wait, Nayuta was a dragon? He was. But these days, he's more like Grand's lapdog. Talk about a complete about-face. Why would he do that? Something must have happened to him. Something that sparked a radical change. Still, I don't think he truly believes in the new path he's taken. And it's not conviction that fills his heart. It's resignation and despair, hence the let it go and move on. It's kind of like giving up hope, and now you want to drag everyone else in the world down with you into pure despair. What the fuck is this, Danganronpa? Anyways. I see. The only thing I know for sure is Nayuta is suffering, and he is suffering in silence. Nayuta is suffering? Yes. He knows the rightful state of Kurain's legal system, but something forces him to bend to Garan's will, and it's tearing him apart. But it's been 5 years. Do you really think he even still wants to reform the legal system? As long as he carries what I've taught him in his heart, I do. A dragon never yields. That's what you always told us. And I did. It's a belief I held since back when I was a lawyer. The dragon stands at the pinnacle of the natural world. Nothing and no one can bend its will. That's why we lawyers must pursue the truth like an unyielding dragon, right? We must fight for the truth to the bitter end, no matter what form it takes. Dirk and Mr. Wright, they have that much in common. That's why I've held on to this badge, even though there are no more lawyers in Kurain. Why does it look like an eyeball, or a bullseye? I believe that one day, our legal system will return to its former glory. Also, that's the thing that's just proudly displayed on your chest this entire time. I like that. This badge here is a testament to that belief. I wonder if Nayuta still believes in what you taught us. He does. That much I'm sure of.
A dragon never yields.
A dragon never yields. Who? Okay. Hold on. I need to look up his voice actor real fast. Okay. Jameson Price, never mind. I know that belief is etched deep in his heart. I'd bet my life on it. After all, he is my flesh and blood. This unshakable faith and confidence. It's what draws people to him, whether they like it or not. Even people like me. You know, I remember back when we were kids, Nayuta used to say with great pride, I have the blood of the dragon within me. Yes, and that's why I want to free him. Free him from the poisonous clutches of the Garan regime. So that's your other reason for starting a revolution. Yes, I need to smack some sense in that boy of mine. I mean, what else are fathers for? I wouldn't know. Now that we have the orb, on to the next problem. Getting out of here. Well, we're not going back to the way we came, that's for sure. But the good doctor got out of here somehow. That hole we fell through is way too high to climb back up to. Actually, I have an idea. The lake water tastes salty, which means it must connect to the ocean. Wait a second. You're not suggesting we swim our way out of here? That's exactly what I'm suggesting. We have no idea how deep that lake goes. It's pitch black down there. Not a problem. How is that not a problem? I mean, how do you even know if there's really a passage to the ocean? Well, one of us has to try, and I'm the better swimmer. Time's a-wasted. I'll be back before you know it, son. And there he goes. Dirk! He's gone. I sure hope he knows what he's doing. 3 hours later. It's been 20 minutes. I hope he's okay. What is that noise? What's going on? Did a god get angry at us? Uh-oh. The water! It's rising! And fast! Ah! Air! I don't know how to swim! I don't grab onto something that floats. Do you... In other words, I'm thinking that the doctor was actually here at low tide. This is bad! I better think of something! Quick! Driftwood! I've got it! As long as I hold on to this, I should be able to stay afloat. Have I ever mentioned the time I almost drowned in a wave pool? I feel like I've talked about this. Hey, maybe I can use this like an oxygen tank. Wait, what am I thinking? I need to stay calm and be more rational about this. This is not good. The water's almost up to the top of the altar. It won't be long before it reaches the roof of the cave, but that's our way out! If we can get back up to the roof... It's no use. The hole's still too high up. I'll have to find another way, and quick, before I drown! Paddle. Paddle like your life depends on it. The puzzle box is still at the base of the altar. It must have been designed to stay put, even at high tide. Wait, that's it! Dr. Buff must have gotten in here from some oceanside entrance at low tide. That's why his footprints were leading out of the lake. So it really does connect to the ocean. Not that that helps. I drowned before I made it out. The water won't stop rising. Ah, I'm getting swept away. Please, stop. Ah! They'll be fine. There's a hole. I've nearly drowned. Okay, technically I've nearly drowned a couple times. Only two, like, maybe not quite nearly. When I was okay, because the story I'm thinking of took place at a wave pool when I was young, like maybe 9 or 10, maybe somewhere around there. We went with the church youth group, I believe. And I couldn't swim at this time, but you know, it's a wave pool. It's nice. You can get the little inner tubes and you just kind of float. Whatever. And you know, wave pools, they start and they stop. So at one point, the wave started, and I'm there, like, I guess I was a little bit closer. I was, like, maybe halfway. I'm sitting there with my arms, like, T-posing on this fucking inner tube. The way that you do. And the waves start coming in, and they start pulling me toward where the waves start. Now, here's the thing. My arm, I can't swim, and my arm's too little. Arm too little. So I couldn't reach over the inner tube to paddle my way out. So it just kept pulling me in further and further. And no one noticed at first. And eventually, as I got up near the front, or the back, whatever, the deepest part, the waves were coming up, and it would knock the inner, and at one point I lost my grip, and it knocked the inner tube, like, above my head. And I would fall down, and then the wave would drop, and it would come back up, and I'd catch my breath, and I'd try to grab on. And this went on for who knows how long. Me trying to stay with this inner tube and not fucking drown, until finally one of the older girls happened to see me and came and pulled me back to the shallow area. It was terrifying. It was scary. It wasn't good. And then there was another time years later where I could swim, but I remember this one specifically. We were at a camp that was kind of on the border of Tennessee and North Carolina, I think. Whatever, regardless, somewhere over there. We were on a youth camping trip, and we went to this grotto, I guess, that had all these little different pools, but they were all connected by underwater tunnels. This one I know I've told before, but basically, it was like, oh yeah, you know, you go through the tunnel, you go around, you pop up in another pool. It's fun. The tunnels are pretty small, but I'm a small person, so it was fine. It was perfectly fine. I did it a couple times, and then I got lost at one point. I was like, oh shit, oh shit, oh fuck, where do I go? Where's the exit? Oh fuck, what's with this maze? And eventually I did get, I was like, okay, maybe that's enough going into the tunnels. Maybe we don't go down in there anymore. Maybe we just stay up top. The only other times I've almost drowned was like when I was a kid and we had like a little kiddie pool outside. I think it was probably my birthday because it was in summer. And one of the other kids, because, you know, well, I've been bullied my whole life, fucking whatever. One of the other kids from daycare, like, did the whole, you know, the classic thing that boys do to each other where one of them took my head and, like, held me underwater. Because, you know, that's a fun thing to do to a kid that's younger and smaller and weaker than you. Anyways, the water's just high enough for me to reach the hole. I'm saved. All I have to do is go back the way we came. Water might even lift me all the way back up over that wall of rock. Here goes. Huh? The hole! It's full of rubble! The tunnel collapsing above must have filled it in after we fell through it. Ugh. This can't be happening! Ow, what was that? No, I can't give up now. Dirk, he went down to find the other side, to find the ocean, and he hasn't come back. I refuse to die here. It's been at least 20 minutes, possibly 30 at this point. The water! I can't... I can't... Is this the end? Dirk, I wonder if he made it out. So this is what it feels like to drown. I would have eaten that sushi if I'd known it would be my last meal. I feel like I've been through this before. Now I remember. It was back when all three of us were living in that shack in the mountains. Ayuda and I were playing by the riverside when we got swept up in the rapids. Ah! Ah! Little kid screaming. I thought we were goners, but then... Ayuda! Apollo! Hold on, I'm coming! Apparently drowning, is a fucking terrifying experience just in regards to... I can't remember exactly what it's been described as when all the when water fills your lungs and you just kind of slowly drift while you're suffocating to death. I don't like it, though. Oh, that was a close one. I thought I'd lost you two. I'm sorry, Dirk. Alright, that's enough now. Didn't I teach you that boys don't cry? Because, you know, we're still a little bit of the toxic masculinity here 20 years ago. 10, 15 years ago, give or take. Whatever. Thank you, Father. You could have been killed. But you risked your life to save us. Why? What a silly question. What father wouldn't risk his life to save his own children? Ayuda, Apollo, don't you ever hesitate to call when you need me. Understand? Hey, Dirk, this isn't forever, right? You'll bring me back from America someday, right? Of course. I'll come pick you up as soon as things settle down here. Promise. Okay, you promised! Dirk, I waited and waited for the day you'd come and take me home. But you never came. That's why I tried to forget about you and my life back in Karain. Dirk, why? Why didn't you? F in the chat for Apollo. Rest in peace. Nope, never mind. Apollo, can you hear me? Dirk? Still can't swim, man. You came back? Why? I said I'd come for you, didn't I? Yeah, but you can't hold me and swim. We're both going to... Everyone, please salute. You can't see me, but I am doing it. Alright, you can now put your hands down. You don't need to salute anymore. We're done. Stop talking. Bite your tongue. What? Whoa, whoa, whoa! We're being pulled under. What's going on? Why is this happening? May 16th. Once again, who the fuck knows? Ugh. Where? Ah, you finally came to, son. Get your fellow seawater? I think your name's on Neptune. Dirk? You're telling me. Check it out. Snot's coming out of his nose. I don't remember the voice I did for this guy. What a miraculous escape. Not even some of the escape artist greats could pull that off. What on earth happened? Sorry it took me so long, son. I made it to the ocean, but I figured you still couldn't swim. So I found a local fisherman and had him take us out near the undersea cavern. He tied a rope to me and I came and grabbed you. Then he yanked me back. Oh, so that's what pulled us under with such force. Don't forget about me. I assisted in your escape back too, Polly. I've helped compatriots escape from all sorts of places. Mountain jails, island prisons. But an undersea cavern, now that was a first. Dirk, he risked his life for me. Dirk, I'm only alive because of you. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I, just did what any father would do for his son. You saved my life yet again. I guess seawater doesn't make for much of a meal. It's because Polly didn't have any sushi. Oh yeah, I haven't eaten anything since this morning. Oh, that's right. Hey, AJ, they're gonna me buy this for you. Oh, you might be hungry. Ready to have some this time around? Yeah, thanks. Oh wow, this is delicious. Glad you approve. I'd better get some before you eat them all. Just like old times. Dirk used to slice up the fish he caught and we'd all eat fresh sashimi together. He used to talk about all the vitamins and minerals packed in the raw fish. Hey, by the way, let me see that orb, AJ. There you go. Whoa! So that's what it looks like. You found the legendary treasure. Nice work, Polly. I mean, sushi is... that's the thing. I don't understand necessarily... I don't personally know how sushi and sashimi work when they are, in fact, raw fish. I don't know. It's a way of how it's prepared. As you could say, mission accomplished. With the orb, our revolution can take a big step forward. Let's celebrate the eve of our revolution. We'll get all dressed up and feast till dawn. Yeah, now you're talking. Time to party. After all that, I just want to go to bed. Also, we still haven't actually gotten to the quote-unquote murder. I mean, I have a sure wish Nayuta was here. Maybe one day we'll enjoy times like this together again. The revolution. If you can bring back those happy days, you can sign me up for... Sorry to interrupt your little party, but I'm here for my... Sorry to interrupt your little party, but I'm here for my crystal. Right, left, halt! That's him again. Well done. Then again, I always knew you could do it. After all, we politicians must be excellent judges of character. Also, I'm impressed you both made it out of there alive. Wait a second. You're the one who shoved us into that pit? It sounds so bad when you say it like that. All I did was give you a little nudge in the right direction. I'm going to kill you. That's the only way to kill all the possible parasites. Interesting. Did not know that. So, it was you. You literally almost got us killed. I should have you... Okay, I can't have you arrested because I'm not a legal thing. However, hey, why don't I crawl in that palanquin with you? Just shut this. Pow, pow, pow. What do you want to say now, politician? I think that you guys can keep the orb. He almost got us killed. I'm going to beat his eyes. Beat his ass. Beat his eyes? Why would I beat his eyes? Because I read eyes. Angry eyes. Thank you, Fluffy. Oof! You no good son of a... Don't look at me like that. The crystal of Amifei is mine. Now hand it over. Over my dead body. Detective, help! Yeah, I know. Emma, what's going on here? He filed a police report. He claims you're trying to steal his family heirloom. That's him! The one with the long hair! Arrest him this instant! He's the thief that made off with the Attition family's most precious heirloom! Well, I suppose I should ask you to come in for questioning. Down at the police station? I think I'll pass. After all, Mr. Attition seems bent on having me arrested on theft charges. This isn't good. If Dirk gets arrested, he'll be sent back to Karain to face execution. Sorry, but now that I know you have the crystal, or orb as you call it, I must insist. Will you please come with me, sir?
Hold it!
Emma, I'm afraid I can't let you take Dirk in. He received the orb from Dr. Buff in a perfectly legal transaction. Is that so? Can he prove it? Of course! This should sufficiently prove that the orb belongs to Dirk.
Take that!
Except he did come to harm, is the problem. Take a look at this agreement. What do we have here? Let's see. I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. Also, it's not notarized. It appears to be a perfectly legal agreement. Not so fast. That's not the Founder's Orb. It's the Crystal of Amifei, which means their agreement is null and void. This is going nowhere fast. You can say that again. Then we'll just have to go to trial. Right, Apollo? Wait, who's saying... Phoenix! Hey, buddy. Mr. Wright? Daddy! What's with you two? You look like you just saw a ghost. Oh, yeah. Emma mentioned she had seen him around. What are you doing in Karain Village, Mr. Wright? Mr. Addison has retained me as his lawyer. Excuse me? Mr. Attition has retained me as his lawyer. Wait, you're his lawyer? Mr. Wright, why are you serving as Mr. Attition's lawyer? That's not even a word, and I agree with ya. Because he hired me. He needed my help in getting a family heirloom back from Dr. Buff. And it seems he correctly foresaw that something like this might happen. It's because those shifty insurgents were harassing poor Dr. Buff. So I knew I need a lawyer if things went south. I figured with a celebrated lawyer like Phoenix Wright, I couldn't go wrong. Is this what you came back from Karain for, Mr. Wright? Oh, just good timing. My work over there just happened to wrap up, so here I am. Phoenix Wright versus Apollo Justice. Oh my god, it's Marvel vs. Capcom. This just turns into Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or whatever, and I have to start playing a fighting game. I'm like, no! I'm not good at those! So here I am. Plus, Mr. Attition is a very important client. They know each other? I've never heard Mr. Wright mention his name before. Mr. Wright, are you sure this is Mr. Attition's family heirloom? That's my client's assertion. He says it's the crystal of Ami Faye. Apparently, it's the crystal she once used when channeling spirits. Who's Ami Faye? She brought Kurani's channeling to Japan, and her descendants brought it here. Her true origins are still rather murky. She's the Holy Mother. Ami Faye is the Holy Mother. I'm calling it now. Either the Holy Mother or Lady Kira. Not sure which. No. We already know Lady Kira's real name. It wasn't that. Probably the Holy Mother. What's clear is that she's the founder of the Korean channeling technique. Oh, so she's like the one they call the founder in Karain, the Holy Mother. Exactly. It should be the Faye family crystal. Which is why it's weird that Attition is saying that it's his family heirloom. But no one's like calling him out on that. No one's saying, why do you have the Faye crystal? When the Fays are right there. Apollo, I don't plan to betray my client's confidence. I may not know all the facts yet, but I do know we won't be handing the crystal over to you. What? Are you saying... Wait, is this gonna be is this technically a civil case and not a criminal case? Is this a first for Ace Attorney? I'm really sorry it's come to this, but Mr. Wright, I don't understand. Let me spell it out then. If you continue to claim crystal belongs to your client, and I'll be seeing you in court. What? What's gotten into you, Daddy? Nothing. This is strictly business. Two lawyers from the same firm facing off? What are the odds? Isn't that a conflict of interest? Is that legal? Is that allowed? Lucky for me, I believe I have the right man for the job. It is technically illegal. Whatever are you going to do? Remember, he is your boss. Ugh, I didn't come to this. Just because he's my boss doesn't mean that I'm going to get fired for having my client. It just means the firm gets double the money. Which is why it's technically illegal. Mr. Wright, please, don't do this. Apollo, there's no point in arguing about it here. When it's now clear, we're headed to court. That's where we'll find out who the crystal really belongs to. I don't believe it. Am I really going to face Mr. Wright in court? Daddy, Apollo, no! We can't have our agency's talent competing against each other. It's too late, Trucy. The die has been cast. The die has been cast? What did we roll? 15? That's not bad. Could be worse. That's pretty good. We each have to fight for our client's best interest. But... So, what's it going to be, Apollo? Are we going to have to take this to trial? I feel like I've lost Phoenix's voice. I have to battle Mr. Wright in court? The legendary Phoenix Wright? No matter how many trials of his I've watched. No matter how dire the situation, he's always pulled out a win in the end. Can I do it? Can I really take on the man whose footsteps I've been following in? Once again, being a lawyer is not all about winning every case. Like, I know Ace Attorney is all about that win streak, but like, that's not how real life works. I owe it to Dirk to at least try. What should I do? There's no turning back now. If it's a trial you want, Mr. Wright, I'm more than happy to oblige. I'm ready to fight for my clients, even if it means facing off against you. I trained you well. Glad to hear it. Alright. I won't be pulling any punches either, Apollo. The kid gloves are officially off. May the best attorney win. You got it.
Whoa, 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 first Daddy, now you? Holly, you're not seriously...
Alright, Trucy, but I have to do this. Apollo. Alright then, I better go prepare for tomorrow. See you in court. Yeah, this is our first civil case that we've ever had an Ace Attorney that I can think of. Because as of right now, this is not an assault case. I mean, technically it's a thievery, it's a theft case, but it's more of a legal battle of who owns the orb. Like, so it's more of a civil trial.
Daddy, no, wait!
Fine mess I've gotten you into, son. I mean, of all the lawyers we could have faced, it had to be him. He's practically a celebrity in Karain now. They're calling him the Fighting Phoenix. I'll be fine! After all, I've come a long way too. Who knows? I could even end up winning. There's always a chance, right? You know, this may be a blessing in disguise. If the trial proves what we found is indeed the Founder's Orb, then whoever asked Dr. Buff to study it may be revealed too. There's our chance to finally pull them out of the shadows. First step of your revolution, huh? Yes. The revolution to restore Kodain to its former glory and save Nayuta's soul. Dirk, I swear to fight as hard as I can in court to make that a reality. Also, once again, are we just going to ignore the fact that politician nearly killed Apollo and Dirk? Are we just not caring about that? We're going to win this one, you'll see. I know you can do it, son. Like, we just kind of keep glossing over that. It doesn't matter that I'll be going up against Mr. Wright. Either attempted murder or at least assault. Doesn't matter that we're going up against Mr. Wright. I have to win this for Dirk. And for Nayuta. His salvation, along with Karain, depends on it. This is so different from any other Ace Attorney case I've ever done. Like, across 6 Ace Attorney games, 2 great Ace Attorney games, and that's it. I don't think there's ever been a case quite like this. It's the last one? I mean, I know it's the last one before the special episode, but yes. It's just wild.
May 17th, 10:08 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3.
Just so you know, I'm not going to take sides. This is received loud and clear. Good, because I don't like this one bit. You and Daddy should be on the same team. Sorry, Trucy. Oh, she's really mad. I'm sorry too, little lady. This is all my fault. I'm just worried that things will never be the same between Daddy and Apollo. If they go through with this. No, we're gonna be stronger than ever. Is that all? Well, I wouldn't worry about that. That's the way it is with us men. We may fight, but we don't burn bridges. But also, like, this isn't a personal opinion fight. This is just a business fight. It's not the same thing. Who cares? Really? Sure. One minute we're trading blows, and the next we're having drinks together. We're simple creatures at heart. Ha 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 ha! I sure hope you're right. Sorry I'm late, Apollo. Athena, there you are. What happened with you and Mr. Wright yesterday? Exactly. Oh, about that. I ended up going to the wrong airport. I was waiting there thinking this flight was really late, and before I knew it, I dozed off. By the time I woke up, it was already dark. I figured something like that had happened. Being late and dozing off are the 2 things you do best. Ugh, guilty as charged. So then I take it you have no idea what today's case is about? Not a clue. Sorry. What is today's case about, if I might ask? Another locked room mystery? A suspect with a flimsy alibi? Ooh, or a dying message? Sorry, strike three, you're out. It's a civil case. See, even they pointed out. Nick's love language with Edgeworth, and Apollo's love language with, Gavin. A civil case? You act like I'm speaking Swahili here. It's just the Right Anything Agency specializes in criminal law, or so I thought. In civil cases, there are no prosecutors, right? Instead, both parties retain an attorney. Right. And the other attorney is someone you know very well. Really? Who? Oh, is it one of the is it one of the prosecutors we know turned attorney? Did Simon come back? Trial will begin shortly. Please proceed to the courtroom at once. You know what? I think I'm gonna leave this as a surprise. Oh, was it, is it Robin Newman? Did she come back and now she's a nice lawyer? She was on the lawyer side and not the prosecutor side, right? Because I think it was weird that, I remember thinking it was weird that the other guy who was dressed in blue was not following the same path as Phoenix? No, maybe she was the prosecutor. I don't remember. Frank? Frank. Oh, right! Frank, of course. Right, yes, no, it's Frank, you know, that the guy who we did the thing with. We we went out to that place the other day and had those drinks. And that food? The food. It was food. Yeah, no, that Frank. What was his last name? Yeah, last names don't matter. Francisca. If it's Francisca von Karma. Well, now, I need to change my eyes. If it's Francisca von Karma, I need to change my eyes. But we also know that's not, so. Apollo, wait, who's the other attorney? And where's Mr. Wright? No time to explain. Let's go. Okay, right behind you. You always called her Frank for some... Why is she Frank? I call objection. Court is now in session. All rise. All rise for the honorable judge.
Surprise, motherfucker.
She is very frank, and she also has a whip. Court is now in session. Is this some sort of practice session? A mock trial, perhaps? No. No, it's not, Your Honor. It's the real deal, Your Honor. So then you two have had a falling out. I won't have you using my courtroom for that, you know. It's nothing like that, Your Honor. Exactly. It just so happens that we have different clients in this case. I see. Well, here's to hoping this has no adverse effects on your working relationship. You can say that again. I had no idea we'd be going up against the boss today. Ugh. You sure this is a good idea, Apollo? What? Do you want to switch sides? Honestly, I'd rather be anywhere but here right now. Well, at least she is here. I'm really going to need her help. Mr. Justice? Yes? Don't expect me to pull any punches just because you're the opposing lawyer. As I said, the kid gloves are off. And come what may, they'll stay off. My brain just cannot imagine Sam Riegel's voice for some reason. Phoenix Wright. Objection! I don't know, I can't remember how I used to do his voice. I lost it. Phoenix disappears for a couple weeks, and you just forget how to talk like him. Same here, Mr. Wright. If it's a fight you want, it's a fight you'll get. Yeesh, you guys are really chomping at the bit, aren't you? I don't mind a good fight between co-workers, just keep this civil case, civil. That was not intentional. Now then, if the plaintiff would take the stand, we may begin. Oh, is he actually going to be fucking out of this goddamn palanquin? God! I hate. I'm so upset. I'm so upset at this man. I want to punch him in the goddamn face. Noble judge, members of the gallery, good day to you. I am politician. And this is but the start of my epic campaign, and you all have the honor of witnessing it. I believe the youth of this country are our very future. Too long have they been looked down on and given the cold shoulder. So to them I say, ask not what you can do for your country, ask what you can do for me. Mr. Artisan, what is that crazy contraption you're riding in? It's my custom-made, election-winning campaign mobile. Beautiful, isn't it? You're at a witness stand, not a campaign podium. So come out of there this instant. Yay, thank you, Judge. Alright, now, with the plaintiff's attorney, Mr. Wright, please explain the complaint filed against the defendant. Mr. Addison's I keep saying Addison, when I know it's a Titian, because he's a politician. The complaint against the defendant is simple. The defendant, one Dirk Sadmati, stole my client's family heirloom, the crystal of Ami Faye. Mr. Titian merely seeks its return. And this wouldn't have happened if that archaeologist hadn't kicked the bucket. I see. Well, Mr. Justice, let's have your opening statement if you would. The defense asserts the item in question is the Founder's Orb, a sacred relic from Karain. Go on. It seems someone asked an archaeologist, Dr. Archie Buff, to study the orb. Dr. Buff determined that it was a Karainese national treasure known as the Founder's Orb. The very orb that was stolen from a treasure room in Karain several weeks ago. Why yes, I saw a news report about that. The theft of a Karainese national treasure caused quite an uproar in the kingdom. Well, we believe that it was not in fact a theft in the traditional sense, but rather that it was spirited out of Karain by someone for Dr. Buff to study. You don't say. And? Around that time, an acquaintance of the defendant learned of Dr. Buff. He made contact with the doctor, who agreed to hand over the orb. Apparently, the doctor wanted nothing to do with it once he learned it had been stolen. It seems you even have a transfer agreement between both parties. Mr. Sadmati also agreed to return the Founder's Orb to the Kingdom of Karain, once the doctor verified it was the real thing. I see. So this dispute centers on whether the item in question is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. That, in turn, will determine the object's rightful owner. I'd better bring my A-game. Going up against Mr. Wright won't be a walk in the park. Come to think of it, the name Dirk Sadmati sounds awfully familiar. Don't worry about it. But I can't recall where I've heard it. Oh, it's probably your imagination, Your Honor. You're just a tourist, after all. My imagination, you say? Are you sure about this, Apollo? He's a wanted criminal in Karain, isn't he? In Karain, yes. Here, he's just a tourist. Very well. Let's begin the proceedings. Bailiff, would you bring in the first witness? Who? Emma! Hi, Emma. I don't think I've ever seen your shoes before. I was about to say a different word. I was going to say feet, and I was like, no, shoes is better. Emma! Show some manners. We're in court. I know, it's just... This is a civil trial, so I was surprised to see a detective take the stand. I had her do some digging on Dr. Buff. What for? You disappoint me, Apollo. First, you know I'm not just a detective. I'm a forensic scientist. Do try to remember that. Second, you owe Mr. Wright an apology. After all he's done for you, you have some nerve. First, I'm sorry. And second, I'm really just trying to do my job. You'll never get anywhere with that attitude. Take some advice from someone who's been there. Why do I feel like I'm on trial here? Detective Sky, your testimony if you please. The doctor's dark secret. The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time, and just today, a number of stolen artifacts were discovered in his study. Gee, what a shock. Is anyone surprised? You better not be. Among them were a priceless urn and a statue that were stolen from the Fae clan. It seems the doctor would do anything to study artifacts, including steal them. As for the relic at the center of the dispute, he likely stole it from the Attian residence. The doctor is a thief? Why am I just hearing about this now?
Well, cat burglar isn't something he put on his resume. He was more careful than that. But the fact is, he was a classic treasure hunter. Like Indiana Jones, who was not an archaeologist. A treasure hunter, huh? Like people who have thrilling adventures in exotic places, risking life and limb for glory?
I doubt Dr. Buff was the star of his own hit movie series, Athena. Out of respect for the dad, I will say that Dr. Buff wasn't doing it to get rich. Apparently, he only wanted to borrow artifacts to study them. He would then return them as soon as his research was finished.
According to the doctor's child, he would even repair or restore some of the artifacts he stole before returning them. He believed he was honoring the dead by discovering their history through artifacts. But whatever lofty ideas he held, it makes no difference. Larceny is larceny.
Yes, he certainly sounds no different from a regular thief to me.
So, let's say for a moment that the doctor really did moonlight in stealing artifacts. Might he not have stolen the Founder's Orb and Kurain and brought it back here himself?
Nope, there's no record of him traveling overseas over the past few years.
Plus, he couldn't very well leave his reclusive child at home all alone.
Then this really must be the Crystal of Ami Faye.
Yes, he stole it from the Etitian residence, probably so he could study it. This is the left hook I did not need. I bet you never saw that coming, Apollo. Yeah, when Mr. Wright said the kid gloves were off, he wasn't kidding.
Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination.
What makes you think that that he actually stole this one? And that someone else didn't steal it? The police have had their eyes on Dr. Buff for some time. And just today, a number of stolen... Okay, actually, I'm gonna do the smart thing and just press everything. Tell me more!
How exactly did Dr. Buff arouse the suspicion of the police anyway?
Chalk it up to good old-fashioned sleuthing. After investigating countless artifact thefts over the past few years, the police finally zeroed in on him and the doctor became their prime suspect.
A number of those artifact thefts occurred in Kurain Village, too, if I might add.
And they started right around the time the doctor moved there. But he was never arrested. I take it there was nothing concrete linking him to a crime? No, which is why we were able to get a search warrant in the first place. It's hard to arrest artifact thieves unless you catch them red-handed. Still, the police had him under constant surveillance. But these are things I don't want to know, Fluffy. This is bad for us.
Hold it!
Are you sure these allegedly stolen artifacts are the real deal? They're not fakes, that's for sure. Take the urn, for example. Apparently, it's an extremely intricate work of art. Its design, cracks, and other features would be impossible to replicate perfectly. Actually, I had a few run-ins with that urn myself.
So I was shocked to see it there in the doctor's study.
I can say without a doubt that urn was stolen from the fake land. I see.
Detective Sky, please continue with your testimony if you would.
I think we need to get more on, come on, we need to get more of a Phoenix Wright kind of voice. I think this fits more.
Hold it!
Or any other stolen artifacts besides those belonging to the Fays? Yes, for instance... Remember the large relief on the wall? It was chiseled out of some ancient ruins in the Kingdom of Kurain several years ago. Chiseled out? Didn't that damage it? Well, he did restore the parts that were so faded you could barely see them anymore. It seems he intended to return it someday, so one could say his intentions were good. But good intentions are not get-out-of-jail-free card. That's a fact.
If I might add, with respect for the deceased, the quality of the restoration was apparently exceptional. It seems the doctor invested a lot of money in hiring an extremely talented specialist.
He sounds like a good man who took a wrong turn somewhere. I guess Sarge takes after him in that way. Any further questions? If not... As for the relic at the center of this dispute, he likely stole it, but is that evidence? Do you have evidence?
Hold it!
You claim he stole a family heirloom from the Attition residence, but claiming something doesn't make it true. Unfortunately, it is true. How can you be so sure? A police report was filed concerning the theft 1 year ago, in fact. What? A whole year ago? August 25th of last year, to be exact. The report states, and I quote, "The crystal of Ami Faye was discovered to be missing from the Attition storehouse at 10 a.m. The storehouse lock had been picked." Wait, hold on. Didn't they find the Founder's Orb a year ago? It wasn't, like, they didn't have it there forever. It was a recent thing that they rediscovered, right? Signed, Paul Attition Wimperson. Fucking Wimperson. Oh, I love that. Fucking dork-ass motherfucker.
Well, a year-old report certainly leads the plaintiff's claim credence. The doctor really could have stolen the crystal of Ami Faye.
Not only that, Your Honor, but the Founder's Orb was only found to be missing several weeks ago. That's nearly a year after Crystal's theft was reported. Therefore, I believe you must consider the orb and the crystal to be two separate items. Wait. But here's the thing. When was the... We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get there. Paul Attition Wimperson? Not the most awe-inspiring talent, isn't it? I can see why he got it. Not that he inspires confidence without it. Still, I'd probably do the same in his shoes. A police report was filed about the crystal's theft a year ago. But the theft of the Founder's Orb was only reported a few weeks ago. So the crystal's police report was filed way before the orb was found missing. That's just the stolen relic as the crystal of Ami Faye, as Mr. Attition Wimperson asserts. I doubt the police report is a fake. After all, him was the one who submitted it as evidence. Ew. I feel like something we learned is that in that police report is something important somehow. There's only one thing left. I want to press this and then see what happens. These alleged thefts have been going on for some time. At least 5 years, as far as we can tell. All the recent thefts have been local, but before moving to Crane Village, he had been stealing from ruins around the world. Dr. Buff was an international criminal? This data lends itself to one conclusion. Dr. Buff was a thief. Okay, considering we've pressed everything, we must have evidence to help us. Oh, it has symbols of it's the research notes. Because it has the same symbol on it. I don't think any of this is what's false. Oh, here! That's right. That's right, there was an email associated with this. Forgot about that. Let's save in case I think I might be wrong. Because I probably am. But you never know.
Objection!
Never mind, I was right! Take that. The doctor stole the relic from the plaintiff? Are you sure? Because that statement doesn't agree with a certain piece of evidence. But what do you mean? Take a look at this. What about it? This contains an email from the doctor's computer.
Email? And that little piece of plastic? I'm afraid I don't understand.
Oh, the stick here can store all sorts of computer data.
I still don't get it.
Here, just look at this. Apparently, the doctor was reporting his research findings to a certain individual. Now, take a look at this. If the police report Detective Sky presented to this court, you can see the plaintiff's legal name on it. Paul Attition Wimperson.
I can see why he dropped Wimperson from his name, but that's hardly breaking news.
Look closer, Your Honor. His initials. We got Phoenix Wright to do the thing. It's so much fun being on this side of things. You know, I never thought I'd say this. It's fun to be on this side of making Phoenix make that face. Right. The plaintiff's full legal name is Paul Attition Wimperson. Now consider this. The email recipient address starts with 3 letters. P-A-W? Ah! Don't tell me. Oh, but I will anyway. The individual who hired the doctor to study the disputed item is none other than Paul Attition Wimperson. Oh, wait, then that means... Exactly. You wouldn't have asked the man who stole his family heirloom to study it. Therefore, how could this possibly be the crystal of Ami Faye? I mean, do we have proof that... We never checked the doctor's emails. We couldn't even figure out the password to his computer. The plaintiff willingly left the orb in the doctor's care so he could study it, at the behest of his benefactor. Oh wait, then what about the police report? I have all the details of the theft right here. It's probably for another relic, the real crystal of Ami Faye. He's just using that report as a way to claim that our orb is actually his stolen crystal.
Objection!
And how are you so certain that Paul refers to my client's initials? Maybe the email's recipient was a dog lover. Perhaps. So let's get to know your client a little better, shall we? Mr. Paul Attition Wimperson. I suppose shutting down detractors is all part of a politician's job. Answer me this, Mr. Attition Wimperson. What is... No, hold on. Let me go look at the email again. It's probably birthday. What's your birthday? Is it July 11th? What is your birthday? My birthday? It's July 11th, but what's it to you? Oh, I see. You can address birthday gifts to my office? But full disclosure, I only accept gifts valued at $1,000 or more. Why has everyone gone silent? How can anyone be that self-centered? No, right, politician. Did everyone hear that? He said July 11th. July 11, or rather 7-11, matches the numbers in the email address. Both the name and birthday are a match. I hardly think that's a coincidence. Wait, why, you sneaky little... Looks like someone finally decided to join the conversation. Would the plaintiff care to explain? I would like to say that is quite what? Quite, a thing, you've said. Yes, things have come out of your mouth, I think. Not really paying attention. Any other thoughts? No further comments. I stand by my previous statement.
Hold it!
You can't just walk away. Even politicians have to explain themselves in a court of law. I'm afraid I simply don't know how it happened. I can't possibly explain matters outside of my purview. Perhaps it was a mistake on the part of my secretary. Oh, no you don't, you slippery eel. Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? I won't argue your assertion. My client lent the treasure in question to the doctor and asked him to study it. It seems that much is a fact. And we're getting somewhere. However, it has no bearing on the issue of ownership. How so? Mr. Attition, I fully understand your position here. You had to hide the fact that you sent the crystal out to be studied.
Your family would have been very upset if they had found out. It's a family heirloom after all. Why are you doing the thing that I hate every single fucking prosecutor for doing? Stop leading the witness. Let him talk. You gotta be kidding me. Mr. Wright is, well, right, of course, but then he always is. That's why he's my lawyer. The crystal is a precious Attition family heirloom and has been for centuries. But Dr. Wolf was so eager to study its proud heritage, I just couldn't say no. I didn't even tell my grandfather.
Objection.
But in order to win the backing of your so-called benefactor, you were going to give what you claim to be the crystal of Ami-Fae to that person? You were going to give a precious family heirloom away, just like that? I was going to explain everything to grandfather later, honest! I mean, I guess so. My client's grandfather is very proud of his grandson for following in his footsteps. And if refusing him would have meant dashing the dreams of his darling grandson, I doubt the kindly old man could have said no. Well, grandchildren are meant to be spoiled. That's what grandfathers are for. Your Honor, please. I mean, it's been in the family for centuries. My grandfather thinks highly of my talents as a politician. I find that hard to believe. That's why he entrusted me with this very important name placard today. So I'm sure he would have been okay with me using the crystal as I saw fit. Uh-huh, sure. I thought it looked a little bit weird. I'm gonna be honest. There was a part of me that's like, something's weird about that placard, but I'm not certain. I wasn't paying close attention. Ugh, Grandpa's spoiled little brat. I think the judge is buying it, Apollo. No surprise there. He's always going on about his own grandchild, after all. Excuse me, can I leave now, Mr. Wright? I believe my work here is done. By all means, Detective Sky. Thank you for your assistance. You're welcome. It's nice to testify at a civil trial once in a while. See you around. Hey, Emma, do you want to grab dinner? No? Oh, okay. Bye. It seems the facts have changed somewhat. Mr. Attition Wimperson apparently lent his family heirloom to Dr. Buff. Mr. Justice, how would the defense like to proceed? Oh, alright, now what? Apollo, let's hear what they know about this so-called Crystal of Ami-Fae. Maybe we can find some inconsistencies in their statements. Right. Okay then, Mr. Wright, if the item in question really is an Attition family heirloom, then let's hear all your client knows about it. Of course. Mr. Attition Wimperson, please tell the defense everything you know about the crystal's origin. Alright, now then listen and learn. This is the tale of the crystal of Ami-Fae and the illustrious history of the Attition family, clan, whatever. That's what I'm wondering. They're not showing me pictures, and they're not talking about what it looks like. I'm like, describe to me no, but here's the thing. If I remember correctly, and I very well may not, the crystal, the Founder's Orb, was recovered in Kurain about a year ago. They said that they found it in a Kurani's ruin that might have been false. It's possible that it's possible that the Crystal of Ami-Fae, as they call it, is the Founder's Orb. I think they're the same object. But what I think happened is the Founder's Orb left Kurain with Ami-Fae and went to the Kurain clan. And somehow the Attition family got their hands on it instead of the Fae family. At some point. Maybe he's about to tell us, and we're about to be fuck you. But then, a year ago, it was stolen, returned to Kurain, eventually, and then it was stolen again. Are you ready? Our story begins back in the old country, when the Attition family reigned supreme. The old country? What's the old country? Gonna fucking beat his ass. My ancestor was praised as a benevolent ruler. He protected the spirit mediums, a minority back then, from the rest of the locals. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. As thanks, Ami-Fae gave the crystals she had specially made as a gift to him. I am a descendant of that great lord. As such, my political power and influence is backed by centuries of history. This isn't feudal Japan anymore, dumbass. Oh, that develops into a great load of self-aggrandizing propaganda fast. But they brought the picture there. Excuse me. As you can see, the crystal of Amife is an heirloom of the esteemed House of Attition. And you have proof that it has always been in the Attition family? I have someone who gave a statement to that effect. My client's neighbor, one Yves Shinetto, age 85, gave the following... Yves Shinetto. Yves Shinetto. The Attition showed me the crystal back when I... Wait up. Wrong voice. The Attition showed me the crystal back when I was but a lad. Can we really trust the memory of an old man? Mr. Justice, would you care to explain that statement to the judge? Oh, I didn't mean... What I'm trying to say is, never underestimate the memory of your elders. I underestimate the memory of everyone. Everyone's got a shitty memory. That's part of being human. I may forget my verdicts the next day, but the memories of my past are clear as day. Therefore, I find Mr. Yves Shineto's statement to be perfectly credible. Wow, did you see how Mr. Wright got the judge on his side? That's definitely a trick I want up my sleeve. Ugh, you're not helping, Athena. You may cross-examine the witness, Mr. Justice. I find the whole thing about it being gifted by Amife, hard to believe. I find that hard to believe, too. I find everything about this hard to believe. This entire story reeks of bullshit. That object you set down there, is that something of importance to you? It's a name, blackguard. This one here belonged to my grandfather, Abraham Attition. He had it custom made during his distinguished political career. It's special because it was crafted from the finest Italian plastic. Wasn't aware the Italians were famous for their fine plastic. You can touch it if you want. No, I'm fine. I'm good. Please don't ever ask me to touch your anything ever again. I don't want to do it. It's not happening. Come on, just a little touch. Nope, we're not doing this. Just the tip of it. Don't say tip. I apologize for nothing. Very well. I'll just continue with my testimony. My ancestor was raised a benevolent ruler, but he was also an eminent politician. What you honking at me for? I didn't do anything wrong. I have never said anything wrong in my life. I am but an innocent angel. So I take it the relationship with the Fae clan was a close one. A smooth and open line of communication with my entire electorate. That is the politician way.
Excuse me? Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry. Mommy? Sorry.
Yes, how can I help you? Oh, sorry. I was asking about your ancestor. Whether it's about me or my ancestor, feel free to ask me anything you'd like. Transparency in government, that's the politician way. More like dodging questions. Thanks, I'll be sure to ask when I have something you'll actually answer. As I was saying, the Attition family protected the Fae spirit mediums back then. Some discriminated against them, you see, while others tried to abuse their power. That's really funny. Spirit mediums were targets of discrimination? Yes, some people even treated them like they were monsters. The transformation the mediums underwent when channeling spirits frightened the locals. And then there were those who tried to use them. You mean they sought to control the channeling powers of the medium? Discriminating against the minority is absolutely despicable. A vote for me is a vote to indiscrimination. I vow to root it out wherever it may be. That is my promise to you. He's totally ignoring your questions.
It's like you're a moderator at a political debate! Too real! That's too real! Athena, tone it down a little bit. Not this time of year, please. Oh god, make sure, hey, reminder to vote. Vote if you haven't. Please. Mail in, absentee, early voting, day of, whatever you gotta do. Okay, I love you, thank you, bye-bye. Yeah, and only he cares about his talking points. As thrilling as your campaign is, can we please get back to your testimony? As you wish. Another, as for the crystal of Amife. Who Paul is based on? He looks like he would be based on a very specific person in Japan, but I don't know specifically.
Hold it!
You said she had it made, so then it was made in Japan? And that's right, so they say she hired a famous craftsman to make it. That's really funny. That's incredibly funny. And they say it's quite valuable too. And you were going to take such a priceless family heirloom and just give it to your patron? That's so typical of you ignorant common types. Making difficult decisions when the chips are down is what being a politician is all about. Only when it's in service of your own political career, you mean. The crystal is a testament to my ancestors' remarkable achievements. And furthermore, I am a descendant of that great lord. So tell me, Mr. Etition 1%, are you famous in Karain Village? No, you could say that, but I find my popularity to be rather bemusing. Bemusing? Yes, my campaign posters keep going missing as soon as I put them up. My avid supporters and female fans are likely taking them home to hang them in their bedrooms. I guess ignorance really is bliss. I'm pretty sure this is older than that, Devar. And all this only proves my fine lineage. Bemusing means confusing. Got it. I'm sorry, but is any of that relevant to the issue of the relic's rightful owner? Have you never heard of Kingcraft? Kingcraft? That sounds like some bullshit that you're about to say and I'm gonna want to punch you over it. That's the art of ruling as a king. My father drilled it in my head from a young age. Okay, so I shouldn't beat you up, I should beat your father up. And one of its precepts, I mean, you're 25 though, you should be old enough to know that we don't have kings here. And one of its precepts states, ruin awaits a ruler who responds to every single issue posed by the masses. Well, that answered my question about what he meant by king of this nation. Progress. Apollo, who is this Amife anyway? I believe she was the founder of the crane channeling technique. The plaintiffs claim she had the crystal made for his ancestor. That would mean it was made in Japan, right? Yes, I suppose it would. Oh, I know what's wrong. I know what's wrong. Because it has, crane stuff in it. Or crane. Observe. The research notes. Objection! Fuck you. You stated that Amife had the crystal made for your ancestor. So am I to assume it was made in Japan? Oh, that's right. The craftsmanship is unbeatable. Well, that's strange. I don't see how your so-called crystal could have been made there. What are you talking about? It's quite obvious if you take a closer look at this.
Take that!
Take a look at the distinctive design here. According to Dr. Buff, it's a Mitama motif dating back to the early days of the Kingdom of Karain. The Kingdom of Karain, hmm? And you base this on? Here. On this piece of evidence, Your Honor. These are the doctor's research notes on the Founder's Orb. This is the box in which the orb was originally stored. It has the same goddamn symbol. It features the same pattern as the one found on the orb.
They do look like the same pattern.
Therefore, I assert that this disputed item must have been made in the Kingdom of Karain.
My placard!
Objection!
Objection! The Karain channeling technique originated in the Kingdom of Karain. An army famous known to have traveled there to train. With that in mind, what's to say she didn't bring that pattern back with her?
Objection!
But since this is clearly a Karainese design, not even you can deny the possibility that it was made there, in the Kingdom of Karain.
Objection!
Anything's possible to some extent. That doesn't make it true. So you can't conclude that the orb is from Karain based solely on that pattern. If it were that simple, I could just easily say it's Japanese.
I have to agree with Mr. Wright. The pattern alone proves nothing. But that also means there's no basis to claim the item in dispute was made in Japan either. At this rate, we're going nowhere fast.
Ugh, he's right. We're just spinning our wheels here. I wonder if we have any evidence that could break the stalemate. Do we? I don't know if we do. Evidence that could break the stalemate. It must exist, I just don't think we have it. The defense would like to present a piece of evidence to the court. Uh-oh. A piece that will finally break the stalemate. Oh? Oh, you've sure piqued my interest. Let's see what you've got. Alright. I will now prove that this is in fact the Founder's Orb. Hold on. Hold on. Pause. Why is there blood on this orb? Or at least on its base? That's definitely blood, right? I'm not crazy? Shoot. Do I actually have any evidence? I guess it wants me to present something, but I don't know what it wants me to present, because I don't know. I don't know. Hold on. I don't know what you want from me. Is it the fact that it has blood on it? In fact, I think it might even be what has killed him. What if it's the murder weapon? No, that's impossible. It's in the box. Never mind. Wrong.
Take that!
And just how does that piece of evidence prove that the relic was... I mean, that's what I expected to say, but maybe I just fucked up. Okay, so there is evidence. Evidence that... Oh, wait, or maybe it doesn't? There doesn't seem to be anything we can use, at least not at this point. Well, unless we can find something, this trial won't be going anywhere.
That's much better.
What's his deal?
I have a suggestion.
Why don't we consider this from a different angle? I'm listening.
What if the Defiant Dragons really were authorized to take possession of the relic? I'm afraid I don't know where you're going with this, Mr. Wright.
Consider the orb transfer agreement, which states, I agree to hand over the Founder's Orb to the Defiant Dragons if I will come to no harm. What if, as the last part suggests, this was written under duress? That would render the agreement null and void. What are you suggesting, Mr. Wright? While you were on your little cave expedition, I was investigating Dr. Buff's accident. And there was something you overlooked, Mr. Justice. Namely, that his accident might have actually been murder! What? Murder?
Mr. Wright, you do realize such statements are not to be made lightly. Are you suggesting the Doctor was murdered by the Defiant Dragons?
Yes, but follow me on... Wait, no, wrong voice. Yes, but follow me on this for a sec. The books that came tumbling down were from the archaeology shelf. However, among the mountain of books was a single volume on psychology. What's more, there was some blood on it. And you feel this is important because... the books that came tumbling down were from the top shelf, the archaeology books. Uh-oh. We know this because the Doctor's books were meticulously organized by subject. Archaeology took up the entire shelf, so that psychology book is completely out of place. Come to think of it, the shelves were arranged quite carefully. It's also worth noting that psychology books only take up a tiny part of the bottom shelf. You might wonder why a book on psychology was found amid the pile of archaeology books. I believe I can explain that with what that single out-of-place book was doing there. The Doctor was struck from behind while selecting a psychology book from the shelf. And that's when the blood got on the book? Precisely. And to make it look like an accident, he was buried under a mountain of archaeology books. Wait a second. This is all just speculation, right? Or do you have proof that it was murder? Of course I do. Who do you think I am? I'm Phoenix Wright. You do? On a hunch, I had Detective Sky examine the Doctor's head wounds. He found that he'd been struck by the corner of some object or another. Wait, what? A wound like that couldn't have resulted from a fall to the floor, you know. Do you understand what this means, Mr. Justice? The wound makes it crystal clear that Dr. Buff was murdered. Well, that was unexpected. Who'd have thought we'd break out of the stalemate like this? He pulled the ladder right out from under us. Still, if he thinks that's enough to make me back down, he's got another thing coming. Even if that cause of death was murder, what makes you think it was the Defiant Dragons? You should know better than to hurl baseless accusations. Oh, I have a plan. Did you forget who you were up against, Mr. Justice? Huh? You didn't actually think I'd come to court without witnesses and evidence, did you? What are you talking about? I would like to request further testimony from the plaintiff. Specifically, I'd like the court to hear how he saw one of the rebels leaving the crime scene. He saw what? Uh-oh. If he can prove it was murder, that's the end of our client's right to the orb. Did he have this up the sleeve the whole time? Ugh. How could Mr. Wright do this to us? He was just waiting to spring this trap. Objection!
This trial has taken another unexpected turn. But I must mention, Mr. Wright, that you have yet to identify the murder weapon.
The object used to commit the murder was not located at the scene of the crime. Murderer likely disposed of it elsewhere. I have a bad feeling about the fact that that's about what they saw.
Well, I never thought we'd be deliberating the issue of murder at a civil trial. All right, Mr. Attention Wimperson, your testimony if you please.
I'm so glad that's permanently busted now. I mean, they're just red reading glasses. Prepare to be dazzled. Dazzled by charismatic oration forged in the crucible of cane-pen battles. Don't say oration. Please. Not here. Or from you, ever. That evening, I was walking alone, lost in thought. I passed by the doctor's house, and that's when I saw Mr. Audubon. He was running out the front door.
was around 10 at night. Surely that must have been him fleeing the scene of his crime. A vote for me is a vote to end such violence. That is my promise to you. Uh-oh. For the plaintiff saw a possible suspect fleeing from the doctor's residence, and was within the window of the estimated time of death. That's horrible. What in the world are you doing there then? It seems Mr. Arbol was loitering about Crane Village that day. There's evidence he was in the doctor's study as well. Isn't that right, Mr. Justice? You mean the suitcase? Exactly. He must have been in quite the rush to leave that behind. Oh, and by the way, Your Honor, Mr. Arbol just so happens to be sitting in the gallery today. See, that's him trying to escape as we speak. Bailiff, don't let that man get away. Right, you backstabber! Why are you doing this to me? I thought we were friends, man! I mean, I did beat you over the head one time in the sewers. Alright, the counsel/defense may question the plaintiff/witness once more. This is getting confusing. Please proceed, Mr. Justice. That evening, I was walking alone, Master thought. You don't walk anywhere. Why were you taking a walk? Our society is inundated with serious problems that must be solved, and as a politician, I'm always on the job, thinking hard about possible solutions, even on my walks. Thanks for the non-answer. While we live out our comfy lives, there are starving children who suffer in the back alleys of our major cities. It's not in me to ignore such suffering. A vote for me is a vote to end hunger and for world peace. He's just saying buzzwords. That's all he's doing. Yes, Mr. Attition Wimperson, we are well aware of your outstanding character. Now please continue with your testimony. I can practically hear my poll number surging. Now, on with my speech. After all, the voting public must be informed of the magnificence that is me.
Hold it!
Where exactly were you when you saw Mr. Arbol? Here we go. Right here, under this tree. I saw him dashing out of Dr. Bust's front door. And he didn't notice you? No, I was hidden by the tree. It is really all that important to know where the plaintiff saw. Yes, it is. It is very important. Because he should have been able to see... Here's the thing. Because he should have been able to see the murder from in through the window. Under this tree. Oh, no. Records. Save. Because I know what to put here. I'm gonna fucking end your life right now.
Objection!
What do you mean, no? What the fuck do you mean, no? That was perfect. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. Oh, I love this one. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. I don't know which penalty hurts more. The judges or their singing. Wait, hold on. Okay, another one saying, you've gotta know when to hold 'em. Know when to fold 'em. Know when to walk away. Know when to run. That was fun. This one's a tricky one? Okay. I can do it. I can figure it out. It'd be funny if it was just this diagram again, but if it wasn't this next to the window, that's... I think it's running out from the front. Let's keep pressing him. When do I count my mind? Did you notice anything unusual? Yes, his behavior was incredibly suspicious. His eyes were darting all around as he ran off in total panic. As soon as I saw that, I knew he had done something, and it probably wasn't good.
Despite that, you still didn't report it to the police?
Who would have thought he had killed Dr. Buff? Not me, and that's why I didn't report him. So the witness didn't notify the police. Is that an important statement?
Yes, it is? Yes, it's important. I request that the witness add it to his testimony.
Sure, why not? I had no idea that Dr. Buff was dead. That's why I didn't call the police.
Objection!
There we go. I figured it out. Mr. Addison Wimperson, rather than Attition Wimperson, rather than Mr. Arbol, wasn't there something else that should have had your undivided attention?
Like what? Oh, yes, of course! A politician must also keep his finger on the electorate's pulse and focus on the nation's...
Sorry, but you're way off.
I am? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice?
If the witness saw Mr. Arbol from his position here, then he should have also been able to see the doctor's body. After all, it was right next to a huge window.
Why, I believe you have a point there.
With the body that clearly visible to the witness, it's unthinkable that he wouldn't have reported it to the police.
Would the witness care to respond?
When did you fall? I'm gonna beat his ass. Did he fall asleep?
Mr. Letition Wimperson. Mr. Letition Wimperson!
Who?
Oh, there are many sides to any issue.
What did I ever do to deserve this? In any case, I'd like the court to acknowledge the inconsistency in the witness's testimony. Mr. Attition Wimperson, did you really see Mr. Arbol?
Yes.
Hold it!
Hold it! Where do you think you're going?
Oh, I thought I'd return to my seat, seeing as I had already answered the question.
This isn't some small town hall debate, so you just stay right there until I say we're through.
I'll have to run that by my campaign manager before I...
Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for you to come clean. So then, does that mean he didn't see Mr. Arbol? As your lawyer, Mr. Attition Wimperson, I advise you divulge that matter we discussed. Silence is no longer an option.
Are you sure about this? I'm in the middle of running for office. I can't afford to let any strange rumors get out.
Don't worry. You won't suffer any blowback for what you're about to reveal.
Blowback? I'm not sure I like the sound of that.
Don't worry, you won't receive any blowback because no one likes you anyway. Not to worry, Your Honor. Nothing untoward will come of this, I promise. Now then, Mr. Justice. Remember how it was an anonymous caller that reported the doctor's death? Come to think of it. They wanted to remain anonymous. Okay. But when did the call come in? Oh shit, I guess we don't know. Wait, you're not saying that...
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
That's exactly what I'm saying. The anonymous source who contacted the police after discovering the body was... my client, Mr. Paul Attition Wimperson. What? You don't say. So you see, he played his part as a concerned citizen quite admirably, if I may say so.
Isn't that right?
Yes, indeed.
In our society today, there are too many who choose indifference over righteous action, but I don't number among them. That's why I did my duty as a concerned citizen. One might call me the model citizen, one worthy of standing above the rest.
What a real standard bearer he is, reporting it anonymously. Oh, by the way, Mr. Justice, wasn't there someone else at the scene of the crime when my client discovered the body? Oh, you mean Mr. Arbol? He would have been leaving the doctor's house right around the... Wait, that means...
Yes, it does. In short, what my client witnessed was Mr. Arball fleeing the scene of a heinous murder. Ah! And that's not all. Based on what we've heard so far, Mr. Arball looked exceedingly suspicious, and that's putting it mildly. We already know the Defiant Dragons threatened the Doctor with bodily harm. And now that they've killed him, the so-called orb transfer agreement is null and void. Apollo, if we don't come up with some sort of counter-argument, we're screwed! And what sort of evidence do you have? Can you actually prove that it was Mr. Arball who killed the Doctor? That move had desperate written all over it. That's all I've got, so I'm going with it. Evidence. I suppose it's true that I don't have any. I knew it! But I do have another witness. You do? You should know I always come fully prepared, Mr. Justice. And my new witness will provide testimony proving Mr. Arball's guilt. Why? Again, Phoenix Wright is always so much more put together when we're not playing as him. We make him stupid. A new witness? I wonder who it could be. Very well. Bailiff, please summon a new witness. In the meantime, the court will take a brief recess. I would like both sides to use this time to prepare properly. Understood? May 17th. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Wow, I knew Mr. Wright would put up a tough fight, but... yeah, just when I thought we had him, he turned the tables on us. He really is the turnabout terror. You can't let him blindside us again. Looks like they got me again. 3 times in 1 year. That's a new record! Dads, please, no more new records, or bad puns while you're at it. It's hard enough trying to help you as it is. Roger that, I'll be more careful next time. Dots, is what Mr. Wright said true? Did you really pay a visit to Dr. Buff that night? Sure did. Can't remember the exact time, though. All I know is he wouldn't hand over the orb. Someone put it in his head that we rebels were dangerous. That's why he threw me out. So the Doctor was still alive when Dadslaw saw him. We'll still have to prove it, though. Better brace yourself, son. The next witness's testimony could make or break this case. Yeah, I know. Hey, where's Shirley? She went to go see her dad. Maybe she's still mad. I'm more like worried. Worried that this trial will create a rift between you two. And that you might leave the agency. He has an active imagination. Excuse me. The trial will be resuming shortly. Oh, let's go see what the new testimony awaits us. May 17th. District Court. Courtroom number 6. Alright, court is back in session. Mr. Wright, you said you had a witness. Is it Sarge? Your Honor, I would like to call the lone survivor of the Doctor's murder to the stand. Wait, you can't mean that Sarge is here? Please tell me it's the drone. Please tell me it's the drone. Please tell me it's the drone. You mean Dr. Buff's reclusive son? How'd you get him to cooperate? Nothing a little persuasion couldn't handle. Poor child only agreed to help if it meant catching the killer. Getting a kid like that to overcome his fear, now that's impressive. It's supposed to be really important testimony for the kid to come out in public like this. He's not in public. Please be the drone. Please be the drone. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please call your witness to the stand. Hi, Sarge. I'm so happy. Oh my! Sergeant Buff, at your service, sir. I don't actually know how old the kid is, so I choose to believe he sounds like this. He could be 5 or he could be 15. Nobody knows. How did that get past the metal detectors? Easy. It flew around them and over them. It shot anyone who dared try to get too close. Is here as the drone? Really? Mr. Wright, What exactly is the meaning of this? Past trauma has rendered it impossible for the witness to venture into public. Leaving home was hard enough, and it seems leaving the witness lobby was just too much. Oh, he's here in the building. That's how. Cause he's in the building. He's here. I would still like to continue with testimony delivered via this drone. We've done testimony via TV before, so. I understand it must be terrible to lose one's father like that. But testimony via remote control toy. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. They don't let you. When I deliver to the courthouse, they don't let the food get passed without going through the X-ray. I'm like, here's the bag of food. Put it through the X-ray first, I guess. I hope you enjoy your now slightly irradiated food. Your lunch. Have a great day. Just who's piloting this trial anyway? And well, yeah. The judge sure warmed up to the idea fast. I think the phrase you're looking for is gave up. You disappoint me, Corporal Justice, to think I once called you a comrade. Ah! Defending the man who killed Papa? That's full-on treason, soldier! I hereby demote you back to private. Corporal? Private? What's he talking about, Apollo? It's a long story. Now then, are you ready to testify, youngster?
Locked and loaded, sir. Ready to rain lead down upon the perpetrator. Ha 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 ha! Papa met with someone the night he died. I didn't have eyes on the ground, as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him argue with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dots getting ejected from the premises. After that, the man lingered around the perimeter for some time. He must have regrouped and killed my papa in the study later. I just know it.
So he was thrown out, but later returned and committed the murder, did he?
Yes, Your Honor. So the man my client saw really must have been the fleeing Mr. Arball. Hi, Dats.
Objection! Right, you backstabbing no good. I didn't kill no one.
It's the enemy! Ready all missiles and fire!
Oh!
Ha ha! Capitalist pig! I'll turn you into pork stroganoff! And that's the taste of my ultimate anti-swine weapon!
Oh, it fires missiles too?
I'm not against the anti-capitalist stuff, though.
Yes, well, the witness is all yours, Mr. Justice.
I don't know where he got that idea, but okay. Lava met with someone then. Okay, I didn't have eyes on the ground as I'd already mounted my siege defense, but I did hear him arguing with someone in his study. From my window, I saw the one designated Dots getting ejected from the premises. How was Mr. Arball acting? Like a conquered trooper retreating with his tail between his legs. A trooper? Well, I guess he does dress like he's in the military. I bet those two would have really hit it off had they met under different circumstances. Yeah, I can see that. And so, the defeated soldier was expelled, but that wasn't the end. You know what time this was? That does seem suspicious. He kept hiding behind trees and telephone poles and stealing glances at our house. Well, he couldn't exactly leave without the orb. I bet he was angry that he'd been kicked out. You already see it? Oh, hold on, let me... Violence from the prosecutors, but letting a drone fire missiles is a little much. That's a good... Well, we don't have... Unfortunately, we don't have anything about the suitcase here. Boom, ba-doom. Bum, ba-dum. Let me think. Wait, no.
What about this? Because we have the notes. Well, hold on. From my window, I saw the one, because I saw the one designated. This is getting ejected. This is only the first floor. That's a good question. I'm not sure.
Hold it!
What was the argument about? I heard things like, "Where's the orb?" and "Are you Defiant Dragons really criminals?" It sounded real volatile, like a war might break out any second. So the two of them had an argument when Dots came to get the orb. Did you see or hear anything else? Yeah, I heard them arguing, and then silence. Hold on. I want to keep going just a little bit. But don't you keep your front door unlocked? If so, then anyone could have got in. That's true. Papa didn't keep our house locked up. He said there was no need because there were only good people in Karain Village. Yet he ended up dead anyway. Only a monster could do what they did to my kind, trusting Papa. There will be no mercy. I vow swift and terrible vengeance. I'll carpet bomb the killer with everything in my arsenal. Fire! While I sympathize with you, witness, you will refrain from firing Gatling guns in this court. So Sarge saw Dats too. And just when I thought things couldn't get any worse. I wonder why he hung around after being thrown out. I hate to say this, but if Dats is proven to be the killer, we'll lose the orb to the plaintiff. So our only option is to prove the Defiant Dragons had nothing to do with the murder. Okay.
Hold it!
Your father met with someone? Could you be more specific? No! I was in the midst of a crucial defensive siege operation. Right. You're referring to how you don't leave your room, correct? You never know where the enemy might be lurking outside the siege perimeter. What about, you know, school? Oh, I don't go to boot camp. I'm a soldier. A sergeant doesn't associate with a rookie still too green to fight. With a kid like this, I bet Dr. Buff won't be getting any rest in the afterlife either. It was very brave of you to come to the courthouse today. But what was that you said about a siege defense? Oh, that? Well...
Hold it!
Sarge, I've always wondered... Who or what are you battling? That's... classified. Even so, it may be relevant to this case. I don't know if you're the right person to be asking about things like that. That's right. Such matters need to be handled with a certain delicacy. Oh, I guess curiosity got the best of me. You're all talking, no action, soldier! Out on the battlefield, it ain't the number of pretty words in your repertoire, but the number of bullets in your gun belt that counts. Easy for you to say. You're the one with all of them. Would the witness please tell this court what he saw and heard? I mean, we have the orb transfer agreement, but that might be older than this argument. Maybe from beforehand. I know, but like, I'm not... That is a good question. But the problem is, it's hard to... We don't know, because we only have a diagram of the first floor.
Objection!
Nope, that didn't do it. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
Objection!
Maybe, but I feel like that would have been earlier. Like, because we know that his, because the autopsy says... What do we know about this, oh, hold on, I'll have to go take a look at the drone again, because I don't remember what we know about the drone. What do we know about the drone? A camera and a microphone? It means that he possibly could have seen or heard what was going on down there, but he has no reason to lie. Equipped with a camera and a microphone. There's this. Seems the doctor wore this last night. Moss. Couldn't read anything without these. They were found on his desk.
Objection!
Found it. Sarge, are you hiding something from me? How dare you question your superior officer like that? You want to get in on the stroganoff action with Pig Boy over there, soldier? Sorry, but I'm afraid lawyers are missile-proof. What? Would the defense care to explain? It's simple, Your Honor. Just as he is able to see what is happening in court right now, Sarge is able to see what was happening in the study then. With his sheriff's drone, of course. Oh, now that you mention it. And to think, the answer was right before our eyes this whole time. Sarge, you were perfectly capable of patrolling the study that night, so you must have seen something. Ah! I admit, what is this strange new weaponry you're using against me? Courtroom warriors don't use guns or missiles, because evidence is our weapon of choice. And the evidence has exposed your bald-faced lie. My truth bomb, Sarge, has stripped your defenses bare. A truth bomb? No! Ah! Mayday! Mayday! I'm going down! Oh my! Are you alright? Evidence! Never have I seen such fearsome ordnance! Tell it to us straight, Sarge. After all, you want to help your father, don't you? Appa. Yes, you want to find out who killed him, don't you? So please, tell us what you saw that night. It's not what you think. I didn't see anything, I swear. You sure? You seem awfully stressed for someone who didn't see anything. Ah! Ah! Arge, you need to answer my question. Touch your pie, home nugget. It'll be a scorching day in Siberia before a lowly private like you orders me around. What's with him in Siberia, of all places? But if a scorching day is what it'll take, then maybe it's time to turn up the heat. Hey, Athena, you think a therapy session might help? Well, it could help alleviate some of his anxiety. Plus, I'm picking up a lot of discord in Sarge's voice. That usually means the patient wants to say something but can't for some reason. And in Sarge's case, I imagine whatever's plaguing him is pretty severe. In that case, I leave it to you and your mood matrix magic. You got it! Your Honor, I believe I can be of help here. Ooh, garlic nuts are good. I haven't had one in a long time. I'm hungry. I'm hungry now. Is anyone else hungry? Who wants food? I want food. Time for a therapy session, is it, Miss Sykes? Yes, it will help the witness with his anxiety. He even enough to testify. Then by all means, please bring the poor child out into the light of day. Oh, but I assume this will be alright with you, Mr. Wright. Why not? It's not like we all haven't been through this before. Oh, then I'll take all of your shares of food. I'll take all the food for myself. You're making noodles right now? Nice. Should get more ramen. Your dinner / food for the next few days has arrived? Nice. Well, what are you butting in for, lady? There ain't a place on this battlefield for you! First of all, that's sexist. I beg to differ, Sarge. This G.I. Jane's always ready for a fight in the courtroom. And wait until you see what I've got in my arsenal. Analytic psychology. With it, I'm going to blow a big ol' hole in the armor you've built around your heart. Ah! First evidence, now analytical psychology? Where are these WMDs coming from? Well, if it's a battle you want, bring it on. You may have started this war, but I'm going to end it. Corpse woman Sykes. You got it, Sarge. Time to seek out the agony buried deep in your heart. Brace yourself. I love Widget. Widget's so good. He's a good boy. He doesn't talk as much as I would like him to, but he's a good boy. I stayed in my room with my drone that evening. I heard Dats and Papa arguing with each other. Dats got kicked out, but I saw him still hanging around outside. I was in my room, so I didn't know Papa was dead until the next day. Why are you so upset, buddy? Why are you so sad? Why am I talking to you like you're my cat? Biscuit. Sleepy Biscuit.
Got it!
This emotion isn't that out of place, given the statement. Apollo, are you just looking at his emotions as they relate only to a single statement? It's really important to look for emotional fluctuation between different statements, too. Alright, thanks for the reminder, Athena. Let's try that again. Oh, you weren't very shocked. How come you're not very shocked by this?
Got it!
You're sad, but you're not upset? Or you are. That's strange. You reacted with shock when you discovered your father's body. You weren't nearly shocked then as when you saw Mr. Arball. Normally, you'd expect the death of one's father to be much more impactful. Enemy fire! Direct hit! That is strange. I wonder what it could mean. Well, we know he wasn't as affected by his father's death as he should have been, and I think I know why. Oh? Sarge, you weren't as shocked at seeing your father's body as seeing Mr. Arball because... Sarge, maybe the truth is you left your room that night, and that's when you saw it, your father's body. I saw no such thing! Really? You didn't see his body. Alright then, what did you see? Look, Apollo, we've lost some noise. So just as I suspected, you really did see something. Sarge, please, tell us what you saw. But... The moment I saw it, I couldn't bear it. I couldn't stand to lose yet another loved one. Huh? Am I missing something here? Is that why you weren't very shocked when you found out your father was dead? Because you had already sensed that he was a goner somehow? Maybe. Please, Sarge, what was it you saw on the night of your father's murder? I saw... His emotions are out of control. What's happening? I don't like where this is going. No more, please. What? Help! Widget? I've confiscated your little toy. The battlefield has no place for unauthorized equipment. Widget! Apollo, I can't continue the session without him. Calm yourself this instant, witness. I hereby order you to submit to your therapy session. What in blazes?
Look at me! I'm judge, jury, and executioner now! I hereby convene a military tribunal! That kid's a really good thief. Oh, whoa! That's gone way too far. Bailiff, arrest that drone this instant! Stop resisting! Ah! Shot in the line of fire. You don't come quietly off fire! Give Widget back right now! Huh. Okay then. That happened. Finally got him back. Nice work. Well, this witness is truly a handful. 2, 3, 4. Miss Sykes, what's the witness' current psychological state? Oh, let's see. He's emotionally all over the map. Those out of control emotions are in control of him, huh? Does that mean we can calm him down if we can figure out the root cause? Yes, so let's see what we can find. I want Athena to be my therapist. Sarge, can you hear me? Is that you, Corpse Woman Sykes? I'm here. Now, I want you to take a few deep breaths. For voicing reasons? Older? Is it that he's older? But here's the thing. Even if he's older, I think the voice is fun. So, no spoilers. Because either Sarge is a girl, like a daughter, not a son, or he's much older than we think. And he's actually like an adult man. The robot is supposed to sound like a male in his early to late 20s. I'm fine with my voice. That is interesting, though. That doesn't necessarily mean that that's a spoiler for how old Sarge is. But that is interesting. Now, I want you to just try to relax. Try it with me. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. That's the least spoilery way. In. Out. In. Out. And now, let your emotions take you where they will. Go on, just let it all out. All forces, attack! So he's angry. That's the least relaxing breathing exercise I've ever seen. So what, is he angry? Nope, sadness and shock. Okay, Dash was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more. Wait, what? Dash was still hanging around after he got kicked out when I heard more fighting. And I got worried about Papa. So if it wasn't Dots, then who was it? So I left my room, but suddenly I got dizzy and passed out. I remember a flame lighting up the room. And Papa grinning with delight? That's when he must have been killed. If only I hadn't passed out. That's a lot of new information. Okay. Still sad, still shocked. Still sad, still shocked. Still sad, still shocked. Was there something weird on the fire? It doesn't look like anything's changed. I mean, that's exactly what I'm curious about.
But are we looking for evidence or are we looking for the weird emotion? I am, but it's...
Got it!
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. We're just trying to identify something in particular. That's it! I forgot that we weren't looking for a particular emotion. I always forget how that one works. Sarge, you were overcome with shock and fear when you saw those flames, weren't you? Was I? Yes. Just 6 months ago, you and your mother were caught up in an arsonist blaze, so it's no wonder you'd be extremely scared of fire. Yes, that does make sense. And maybe, just maybe, your subconscious fear of fire was what caused you to withdraw from the world. What do you mean, Corpse Woman Sykes? In the outside world, you were bound to come across all sorts of fire. Candles, cigarettes, heck, even the grill at a diner. Even if it's not that often, just the idea that you might see them grew bigger and bigger until you couldn't shut it out. I think you might be onto something. Candles, cigarettes, just thinking about them sends a chill down my spine. Wow, the things I take for granted. Now I see. I was afraid. Afraid of the fire. Strange. I didn't even realize it myself. About that fire, Sarge, can you tell me what it was burning? Just stay calm and maybe something will come to you. Oh, Oh! I'm starting to remember. It was that relic! That relic Papa was studying. It was on fire. The orb was on fire? Mm-hmm. It's still kind of fuzzy. But yes, the orb was burning right in front of Papa. Is it a lantern? Is the Founder's Orb a lantern? And there, in the flames was... Mama? Yes, now I remember. I saw Mama appear amid the dancing flames. Here we go, here we go. The Holy Mother's face. It's in the Founder's Orb when it's on fire. Oh, wait, what? The face of the Holy Mother. That is what the song's about. I'm thinking that too. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. When the butterfly embraced the Mitama, the favor of the orb was bestowed. That's how he opened up the box that the orb was supposed to be in. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Descending upon us in all her glory, the Founder bestows the greatest power known. Now that we have, because with her face and with her name, you can channel her. And that's her descending. What's going on here? Maybe it's a memory from the fire that killed his mother. It might be confusing with what really happened when his father died. So let me guess, more therapy? Yep, but this time it seems there's an inconsistency in the statement. And I think we should be able to prove it with the evidence at hand. Oh, this inconsistency is the key to proving that the relic really is the Founder's Orb. Can we set the orb on fire? Can we just, like, take the drone out so that he can't see us do it, and then we start the fire while he's not around? Mama's face inside. Oh, that's right. Because the thing that killed him was this. Because look at the blood on it.
Objection!
Don't blame yourself, Sarge. After all, even if you hadn't passed out, the outcome would have been the same. Oh, what do you mean?
I'm talking about the time of death. Your father wasn't killed right after you left your room. Oh, what? Explain yourself at once, Private Justice. You said you saw your father burning the orb, right? But that night, he went out to hide it in a cave. Oh, also that. So what you saw, Sarge, was something that happened before your father left to hide the orb. Ah! So you see, you didn't pass out right before he was killed. You passed out right before he left for the cave to hide the orb in the ruins within. So, even if I hadn't passed out, that's right, the outcome would have been exactly the same. That's because your father, Dr. Buff, was killed after he returned from the ruins. And therefore, Sarge, there's no need for you to blame yourself. Oh, I see. Private Justice, can you really say I bear no blame in this? Why do you ask? Because the truth is, if I hadn't engaged in my siege defense, Papa would still be alive. Sarge, but was nothing more nor than for me to lead a happy, healthy life. That's why he quit his job and moved us out, away from the big city. But even then, I didn't have the courage to set foot into the outside world. And in the end, I failed to make Papa's wish come true. Sarge? Sarge, if you want to make your father's wish come true, if that's what you really want, then who's to say it's too late? Why don't you take the first step now? My first step? Right. You can cast off all of your regret. You can stop standing still and start moving forward. You have the power within you. I know from experience. I know what it's like to feel like you do. But only you can decide to take that first step. If you don't change your tactics now, Sarge, the victory you seek in the war you're waging will always lie beyond your grasp. I think I understand now. I've made up my mind. As of this moment, I will suspend my siege defense indefinitely. Alright, hold on. Hold on, it's time. Everyone prepare your... Oh, it is a girl. I was right. Huh? Sergeant Buff, reporting for duty. Huh? I thought you were a guy. You're definitely not the gruff drill sergeant I envisioned. Well, my mama was in the Russian army. I was just as shocked, but it certainly explained a few things when I found out too. I introduced you to Miss Army Buff, age 12. No way. Careful, soldier. Don't forget I could blow you away at a moment's notice. She's just too cute. So, have you always been in a wheelchair, Sarge? Negative. Only since I was injured. In the fire.
Your voice sounds awfully different from before.
Okay. So, I guess the voice was supposed to be...
Alright. The voice was probably more supposed to be... Attention, soldier! This, that, and the other. We're in the army, we're in the military, and we're gonna do it like this. And this is probably what everyone was hearing. This is probably what they really heard. But the truth is,
That's much more like this, and I was having much more fun like this. My drone features a voice modulation device. It is one of my army's many technological marvels.
Well, you fooled me. I thought some 20-something military fanatic was at the controls.
If it's all the same to you, troops, I'd like to continue my testimony. I just remembered something. It's as crisp and clear as a trumpet at roll call.
What did you remember?
It wasn't my mother who appeared in the burning orb. It was some lady Pop Bat showed me a picture of a long time ago. He said it was the Holy Mother, the founder of Kuranism. She appeared right there, right in the burning orb.
Huh? What did you say?
The Holy Mother, not your mother, but the Holy Mother. She is a cute kid. I feel sad for her now. The Holy Mother of Kuranism was in the burning orb? What does that even mean?
I have a bad feeling about this.
Ha-ha!
Could it be? Could this explain what Sarge means by the Holy Mother appearing in the burning orb?
Take that!
Dr. Buff's research notes? Oh, what do they have to do with this?
Look at this! The burning orb, the appearance of the founder, this part points to both!
Take that!
Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then, there's a legend about the orb involving a mysterious riddle. And this song in turn is said to contain the key to solving it. Throw it in the fire, but let Sergeant Buff leave the room first. I don't want her passing out again. If the legend is true, then I believe the answer lies in this part of the song. Offer thy prayers as fervent as fire. Only then shall the Holy Mother return. Well, anyone see where I'm going with this? Prayers as fervent as fire. Ah! You're supposed to set the orb on fire? The whole stanza seems to suggest that the founder will appear if the orb is set on fire. Oh wait, so the doctor, he... Yes, Athena. He had solved the ancient riddle of the founder's orb. Oh my! Proving that this is the founder's orb. Screw anything else. Papa was a great archaeologist, so I believe in him. And I want to believe when he achieved his long-time dream of solving that riddle before he died. Well, we won't know for sure until we try it for ourselves. Yes, do it, Private Justice. Please. I want to see what Papa was searching for with my own eyes. The plaintiff must object to this. The plaintiff will stand down and be quiet. You don't have the right to set a precious relic like that on fire. Oh, but I do. All I needed was Sarge's permission. Since we still don't know if this treasure is the Founder's Orb or the Crystal of Ami Faye. Any ownership rights the Doctor had now belong to his daughter. Therefore, you have absolutely no right to stop us. Very well, Mr. Justice. I never thought I'd be saying this, but you may burn the evidence. What a great sentence to say in court. Alright, here we go. Everyone ready? Look! Look! Apollo! The inside of the orb! It's melting! There's something in there. It's the Holy Mother! With a face! Holy shit. Dirk, isn't she? Her garb leaves no room for doubt. It's the Founder herself! Face and all. I don't understand. The greatest of taboos in Kurainism is the depiction of the Founder's face. Yet here it is, hidden within this orb. Dab. Dab. We fucking found the face. Good, we're one step closer to channeling the Holy Mother herself. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but as you can see, the issue is crystal clear. This figure is the Holy Mother, founder of Kuranism. And based on that, this must be none other than the Founder's Orb. Be that as it may, Mr. Arbol still may have killed the Doctor. If so, it would render the orb transfer agreement null and void. Don't play dumb, Mr. Wright. The truth of the matter has already been proven. Dr. Buff wasn't killed right after Sarge saw Mr. Arbol. It happened after the Doctor came back from hiding the orb. And you've no proof that Mr. Arbol was still around at the time. Look, your claim that the Defiant Dragons were behind the crime doesn't hold water. And that means the orb transfer agreement is still perfectly valid. Admit it, Mr. Wright. I just burned your whole case to the ground. Ponder it, but do not say it. Got it. Hold on. I think I can do that as long as I'm very careful. Sphere. Ball. Would you rather I call it ball? The Founder's Ball. I broke myself with that one. I won? I actually won? Oh, Mr. Wright, would you care to respond? Respond? I didn't think so. Oh wait, did we just win?
Baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark.
We win! Did we actually beat the Turnabout Terror? You're amazing, Apollo. Don't just stand there, right? Just do something! Well, I don't think there's any digging out of this hole. Mr. Attition Wimperson, I think it's time for your concession speech. I have proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this is the Founder's Ball. The facts don't lie, but you obviously do. How's that for a campaign slogan? Why, you contemptuous peasant! I think this is a good time to wrap up this trial. If both parties have no further objections, I will render my verdict. No objections here, Your Honor. No. Who? What? You can't do this! The crystal is mine! I'll lose the election if I lose that crystal! I'm sorry, but there's really nothing more I can do. You haven't forgotten about our little chat, have you? Are you blackmailing your own lawyer? What's going on here?
Objection!
Your Honor, I object to the defense's last claim? What? I don't believe they have truly proven that the relic is indeed the Founder's Ball. Mr. Wright, I don't think even you could bluff your way out of this one. What possible argument could you have to claim this isn't the Founder's Sphere? About that. Oh, of course. You can't possibly have hit on something. The defense's assertion is incomplete, and this is why. Their claim that this relic is the Founder's Ball is based on a legend, and that legend claims that the Founder will return when the riddle is solved at last. Right, and that's what happened. The Founder was revealed for all to see. But Mr. Justice, what about the rest of the legend? Huh? According to the legend, once the Founder returned, she would bestow spiritual power onto the person who solved the riddle. Has Maya been kidnapped again? No idea. I don't know where she is. You're kidding, right? Well, Mr. Justice, do you feel great spiritual power coursing through your veins? No? But receiving spiritual powers and stuff, it's all just mystic mumbo jumbo, right? We say as the fact that we've seen the mystic mumbo jumbo happen? Maybe so, but you're the one basing your claim on said legend. And what we saw here does not fully fulfill it, does it? No, but... consequently, you cannot rightfully claim that this is the Founder's Ball. I feel like you're grasping at straws here, but you're definitely trying. To be fair, we've done this plenty of times. So, what's gotten into him? Why is Mr. Wright doing this? It would appear that Mr. Wright has lost a few of his marbles. That couldn't be further from the truth, Your Honor. In any case, I believe this is a good time for a recess. Both sides will have 20 minutes to prepare. I ask that all arguments be ready by then, Mr. Wright. Oh, and Mr. Wright, you do well to wash up and find your missing marbles by then, too. May 17th. District Court, Defendant Lobby, number 3. Mr. Wright sure is acting funny, and I think this might actually be a good time for us to end it. What do you guys think? I mean, we can talk about the Founders Ball a little more if we want. No? I finished it. The timer is up. I won. I can say orb again. I think this is a good place to call it. Because we're right at about 3 hours. I won! We did it! Congratulations! Case over, game done! If we stop here, we can say that we solved this case and nothing bad happened afterwards. There is one thing I shouldn't do this. I'm a little bit curious about. Nicka-nicka-nee. Should I make that more bits? That's fine. 30's fine. It's not that long. There's one thing I want to see, maybe, and it's gonna feel a little bit... Well, first of all, there is the one special episode. Afterwards, that is 2 days. Only 2 days. That's mainly what I'm looking for right now, is how many days is it? Okay, so there's gonna be a whole another day after this. Which I figured, because it's the final episode, but still. Alright, but we're gonna call... Let's go see what's gonna be streaming. Let me go take a look. Who do we have? What's going on? Okay, maybe... I think we're just gonna call it. Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope you all had some fun today. We should be back on Thursday for more of this specifically. And that's trying to is everything, right? I did also forget about these outfits. I feel like this is funny. Anyways, no, I think that's everything. Thank you all so much for joining me. I'll see you all later. Have a great rest of your day. Get some water, get some food, all that lovely stuff, and I'll see you later, I guess. Bye! That's it. That's all I got.